just yet. Yeah.
About 280.
280.
425 Grove Street, the LEC, male refusing to leave. So, Dequan Rogers, black male, wearing a black shirt and black pants, currently in the lobby.
Abby, does he want to be booked?
I can have the TC call back. I don't know anything further.
Abby, enough.
1914.
Well, welcome back. Welcome back to Live on Patrol. It's Wednesday. What is it? November 18th, I think, the date. At 7-11. Sorry, I started a few seconds late. I had something important to get done before we kicked off this evening. And didn't start out with music, but I do have to start out with some. I have to start out with some news, and the news is,
I'm back.
There he is. That is back.
I think Chloe was getting worried that you were going to get laryngitis having to do all the talking, and I noticed a Patman signal beacon in the sky last night, and I figured it was time to get back with you.
Batman. Well, I missed you. There's no doubt about that. But probably your friends, Facebook friends, missed you even more because it seemed like they were desperately worried about you.
Well, I appreciate the concern. I received a lot of private messages that were very touching, and all is good. I am well. I had to quarantine, as you all know. But everything is good. I'm glad to be back at it. Glad to be back with you all. Glad to be back with you, Bob.
Well, you and I got to visit on the phone a lot, so
537.
Didn't feel like you were too far away. But it's nice to have you out of jail, so to speak.
344
It really is.
The Victory Ranch.
That cabin fever
males
is
hanging
something.
over the edge, and the pillar's taking pictures. 2 white males wearing flannel and blue jeans. Another one's wearing a black shirt.
In that spirit, though, of course, the governor was on tonight announcing some new regulations regarding COVID. And we are going to be a little more cautious than we normally are.
Absolutely.
We can't afford to have Pat forced back on another 14-day quarantine just because somebody hugs him in the window. I'm not saying that's the reason. Probably was more than a hug, but we just can't afford to. We can't afford to risk that, not just because of the quarantine, but just because the positivity rates and the infectious rates now are about 3 times what they used to be. So all of us need to be more cautious. You'll probably see us wearing masks.
Could be a 19-year-old male.
Well, we wear them anyhow, but a lot of times when we're jumping out of the car, it's going to be more prevalent on our mind tonight than it has been in the past.
Most definitely.
And so, how was being captured at your house?
It gets really boring. I don't care how much is on Netflix and Prime and everything else. You run out of things to watch. You run out of things to do. You get very, very bored.
Yeah.
And just reinforcement as to going to be wearing these masks so that don't have to go through it for real.
Yeah, it's a different world. The next month, of course, is going to be different. I'm not sure how that will affect our ride-alongs. We may move the hours up. As you know, starting Saturday, all bars and restaurants will be closed for 4 weeks. At least that's what I think I heard him say, correct?
Everything but interior is closed. You can still do takeout if the establishment chooses to, but that's it. And I think it has to be curbside pickup, but I'm not sure about that.
Yeah. So that'll change the dynamics a little bit. I mean, in terms of bar closings, etc. But probably won't change the dynamics too much of the gunplay. It might move it up. I mean, I have to say that a lot of times the gun users like using the cover of a lot of other people being out.
Right.
And so, since there won't be many people out late at the restaurants, they're probably more likely to do some gunplay early. So
right.
We'll have to start a little earlier some days, maybe in the daylight hours. Now, for those of you that are new to Live on Patrol, and I know there are some, please go back and watch. I mean, there's been 55 of these broadcasts, and there's a lot of important information in the early ones that we don't always like to repeat as we go forward. But feel free to go back on Facebook. Not all of them are on YouTube, but all of them are on Facebook. Go back and take a look at them. And the reason I mention that is for our regular learners, so to speak, we spend a lot of time in the city of St. Paul because, frankly, there's a lot of activity there. But we also want to start.
Avenue for a DOC. Old roommate is pounding at the door to retrieve his belongings. They're seen hostile. His name is Aaron, white male, about 40 years old, wearing an orange hoodie. He's also threatening to kick in the door. Has a white female with him.
We're gonna spend a little more time out in the suburbs as well, just to give you a feel for the entire Ramsey County. As you know, Ramsey County includes the city of St. Paul. St. Paul is about half. It's the southern half of the county. But there are a number of cities in the suburbs. The first ring suburbs, of course, are Maplewood, Roseville, and Falcon Heights. Those are the cities that actually border St. Paul. Of course, we'd include Lauderdale and St. Anthony if they were ours. But predominantly Maplewood and Roseville are the cities that have most of the border, and then Falcon Heights over there by the State Fair has a chunk as well. So we're going to spend a little more time in those first ring suburbs, and then of course the next group, Little Canada, supervised by the Sheriff's Office, is sort of I would call it a first ring suburb, even though it doesn't have a border.
Right.
Border with St. Paul. That's so Little Canada as well, and then of course the next ring is White Bear Township, Gem Lake, Vadnais Heights, North Oaks, Shoreview, Arden Hills, New Brighton, Mounds View. That's really the next ring.
Copy,
Next
by
ring.
Mariah
So
Avenue.
we're going to spend a little more time out in the suburbs, just making sure you're familiar with the rest of our jurisdictions.
Right. Oh, by the way, the Mountain Dew here closest to me is mine.
Okay. Yeah, somebody dropped off a couple Mountain Dews with Pat. At your house, or where'd they drop
Yeah,
off?
they dropped him off at my house. I don't know if he wants his last name mentioned, but Ryan, thank you very much. I put them in the freezer for about a half hour before I brought them out, so they're good and cold.
It's awesome. We're eastbound on Maryland, by the way, just past Clarence, Prosperity. And we're, of course, if something serious happens in the city, we're going to run in and see if we can, apprehend the suspects.
There was just a white minivan. that turned on 5th from Division. I think 7-5 will be coming that way. It might have been them. I think it was a Windstar.
Copy 19
Copy for a white minivan, possibly a Windstar, turn on 5th from Division, unknown if in relation.
7-5, I'm behind that vehicle. We stopped at Miller. It's going to be Boyan.
The old Sam's Dairy, now Santa Market on the left.
Copy the vehicle, Miller and 4th,
Probably should have pulled through there. Apologize. Just listen to that North St. Paul White Bear call up there. A little far away from that. So if you're listening to the scanner or you're listening here in our car, you know that the St. Paul cars are, for the most part, 1, 2, 3, 400, 500, 600, some 700, some 800. And then, of course, Maplewood is 4,000s. Roseville is 5,000s. North St. Paul 3,000. And White Bear is the 9,000s. And the eastern part of the suburbs is on the eastern channel. There's 6 channels for those of you that are new. We're monitoring 6 frequencies at one time, which quite often is a difficult logistic.
Yes, it is. So I'm trying to polish those up.
Yeah. 9171, I'm with the caller and the white minivan should be related.
Copy with the caller, white minivan should be in relation. 7-5, did you copy?
So we're north on White Bear now, coming up on Ivy.
So I know I talked about last week, there continues to be a string of burglaries. Oh, by the way, before I get into that, I forgot. Thank you for all of those of you that, ooh, there goes a kitty, read my post yesterday morning about the cuts to the St. Paul Police Department. And, you know, it's never that much fun to post something that is an implied criticism of a other elected body. But sometimes some things are just that important
9178, I'm on the 75.
that they need to be said.
537.
I guess what I hear from citizens, if the sheriff and the police chief
QA is 532, we're both road.
aren't going to weigh in on the public safety needs, who is, right?
Good point.
So, you know, Pat and I spent a number of years at the St. Paul Police Department. We know what it takes to curtail crime and solve crime. You know, when I was the commander of the burglary unit, we had 11 people investigating the burglaries in the city of St. Paul. And now I think they have 4 or 5, maybe 3. I don't know what the number is. I know it's no more than 6. And I've been told that the Minneapolis Police Department has about the same number for their entire department. So the resources have been stretched and strained over the years. And makes it difficult to actually catch people.
It does. And we've talked about this before. It greatly affects officers' ability to make connections with the community, to get out and talk to people. They don't have the downtime anymore. We probably had a fourth to a third of our night when we'd be on patrol, back when we were on patrol, in which we could not be answering calls, be talking to people, be stopping into establishments and making connections with people.
Yeah.
Just pulling to the side of the road.
All those people that you run into that you know, that you talk to, it's because of years of spending time talking to them.
Right. And the officers just don't have time for it anymore. Just last night, There were two major incidents. I didn't catch the nature of the one on the west side. I think it was a major accident. And then on the east side, there was a pursuit with some armed suspects in a stolen vehicle.
9175, status check.
Those two calls going on simultaneously essentially tied up 2/3 of all patrol officers in the city of
Yeah,
St.
and
Paul.
actually they had to call squads from the west sector, I think, over to help the east side suburban call or Burns call.
They
Right?
did.
Yeah, that's how busy they are.
I'll be clear here. They're going
And,
to be huge property.
so,
during daytime
anyhow,
hours tomorrow.
Thank you for sending your emails. I received dozens of copies of emails of people that send emails to the mayor and the city council president. On Facebook tonight, before we started, I posted 4 of them, and 4 that were very powerful and moving to me. And when you have elderly people that feel trapped in their house and can't go outside,
That's a tragedy.
That's a tragedy. And I guess the other thing that I'm so tired of this argument that police don't prevent crime. Police and the proximity of police do prevent crime.
Absolutely.
We know it from 40 years of working with criminals. We know it from being on the street. And here's the other thing. If you really believe that's the case, try going a couple weekends without having cops scheduled. Just if you really want to test that theory, city council members, try just not scheduling any police officers for the weekend and see if your crime stays the same.
1930.
And of course, you know it's not going to. So we have to get away from that easy statement. Police officers do prevent crime, and we're proud of the fact that we can prevent crime. And you need to have a presence in order to let the criminal element know they have to rethink their plan.
Exactly. I mean, if you stop a car and you get an illegal gun out of the car, you have very likely prevented a crime from occurring that gun was going to be used in. There are countless examples of the actions police officers take proactively in the street that do indeed prevent crimes from happening. It's just, I mean, it's common sense. I don't know where that cops don't prevent crime trope, if that's what they call it, came from, but it's patently untrue.
And we welcome that debate anytime, anywhere. It's okay. So let us know how the video is. We haven't done this for a week, so Pat can read some of the messages.
Squad 4478.
I can't, but he's able to read them.
Send you a phone call request in regards to an
Let us know if you're watching YouTube or Facebook.
Cop is no longer on scene.
Uh-oh, we're getting a call at Maplewood Mall.
Aha.
But I don't know if the cop
Thank
is
you,
there.
1932.
Anyhow, we're on Wiper Avenue. I grew up in this neighborhood out here. Born in St. Paul, but grew up in Maplewood. And this neighborhood has exploded, in the late 70s, 80s. We're crossing County Road C. We're going to come up here on Maplewood Mall. Again, this Maplewood is on the eastern frequency of the suburban frequencies. Oh, you don't seem like you're winded too bad, Pat. That's good.
No, not at all. Actually, staying in the house and just, getting a lot of rest may have been good for me, in general.
Just what you needed.
Yeah.
So, who brought you food?
Oh gosh, my son Jesse, my friends Jen and Robbie, my friend Chrissy, my friend Tony Renteria, my neighbors Jim and Claudette. I was well taken care of.
That's awesome.
I still have food.
So this is White Bear Avenue here. Take a swing through the Mall of America, or pardon me, Maplewood Mall. Chief Scott Nadeau is the police chief out here. Does a fine job. I think he came from Columbia Heights before then.
Correct.
Maplewood's always had a great police department. Actually,
4454
kind of land breaking in the area of small departments.
Western Hills Park.
Always very independent too, which is
Copy of Western
something
Hills
they've
Park,
prided
Black
themselves
Honda,
in,
Ford,
but,
completed 1934.
I don't know that he was the first chief, but I think I might have mentioned Richard Schaller
31 copy,
was
thank you,
the police
1934.
chief when I was a young man here in Maplewood. And
Didn't you go to your church?
he went to the same church that Our Redeemer Lutheran over there, and he used to sit in the back with his. There was no phones back then, but I think we had like pagers. But all they did is beep. You know, I don't even know if they had pagers back then. But he's sitting in the back in case he had to run in on some type of call. And but his son is a Facebook friend of mine. I just wanted to give. We haven't talked for ages, but I want to give a shout out to him because his dad was an awesome role model for us kids. Whenever he caught us doing something that we maybe shouldn't have done, you know, he knew how to correct young teenagers, and just always really appreciated that about his dad. And he helped with scouting. He was in a different scout troop than I was, but he sometimes, for different merit badges like community service, etc. He was
Sure.
he was a merit badge counselor as well.
Oh, okay.
I think his son's name is Scott, and Scott, I
4 vehicles unoccupied in 1936.
want you to recognize what a great dad you had. I think they named a street after him too over there. It's Barnes and Noble over here at Maplewood Mall. We're just tooling by. Now, all this was really farmland and a few houses back in the early 70s.
Yeah.
Macy's.
23.
It's my first Mountain Dew. This is the last time.
Did you
we
bring
were
one
out
for
here.
me there? Or where's that? This one here?
That one's yours.
Okay. LA Fitness, all those fitness clubs are closing down too, aren't they? Pat,
Yep.
I think that's on
I
the
believe so. They're on the list.
North on an in-progress domestic secondhand information. Due to delay from information from the account sister advises that the father of the account sister.
I'm thinking of making a new mask. I'm gonna, and anybody listening can run with this idea, but I think we should make face masks that say on the front of it, say, "I had it," and then you can wear those around when you've had it because people feel more comfortable around you knowing that you already had it, right?
Good point.
Because you're not going to give it to them.
Good point.
All right, I had it. So if anybody out there wants to run with that idea, order some face masks that say "I had it," and because at some point we're gonna need to be back to the point that we can feel comfortable getting close to some people, and that'll be the ones that have already had it.
Right.
Kohl's over here on the west side of Maplewood Mall. Now we do have that St. Paul radio on as well. There's not a lot of traffic. Actually, I'm on 3, Pat. I don't know what you're on over there.
I'll go to 1 then.
Paul was just updated. Boyfriend is a 23-year-old black male.
This is the
5'5",
big transit
build.
station here,
Account advises that he has pulled
southwest corner of
he doesn't have access. 'to a firearm.
Maplewood
All
Mall.
Have the ETC get a name as well.
And as the bus line is completed through the east side, you know, the Bruce Vento trail over there behind Phelan. As the bus line is completed, the buses will be going down the Bruce Vento trail into St. Paul
I did not know that.
and up and ending up here. And then they will be continuing from here on into downtown White Bear for now. Originally, they were debating whether to put an actual light rail up that corridor.
Mm-hmm.
And if they did that, they were going to have a light rail come up through the trail system.
1939.
And then continue up the trail system to White Bear.
Now, are they going to be keeping a portion open for walking and biking?
Yes, it's a 60-foot right-of-way, apparently. And they're going to
When you're able,
have...
can you give console 2-1
They're going to have
again,
two
console 2-1.
bus lanes going each way, and then a biking and walking trail.
Okay.
And so that's not too
Thank you,
far
Dr.
away.
Thirty-nine.
And after it, first it's going to go to downtown White Bear, and after that it's going to Forest Lake. So that's the plan there. And we're going to go drive on a little bit of the trail. A lot of you have probably biked it. It used to be a railroad track. Ooh. Pretty dark out here still, huh?
Yeah, it is.
They don't have many of the lights on out here apparently trying to save a little money.
525.
And for
525.
those of you that have sent your kids to the
with
Myth nightclub,
937. Can you show me on a PFP walking the sky?
pulling into the parking lot of the Myth nightclub. Been in this parking lot watching the
Copy 1941.
post-performance activities on a number of occasions. This was originally a shoe store.
Really?
Yeah, I'm trying to think if it was Foot Locker or Nike. I cannot remember. Someone can maybe remind us. It was originally a store for shoes, and when shoes were really popular. If you can, I don't know why that was. So, Myth nightclub closed right now because of everything. They're also in the middle of a lawsuit with the city of Maplewood, claiming that was unfair regulation by the city. I have no idea how that's going to end up. Best Buy, and then Pure Hockey over there. Yeah, if you need a hockey stick, some equipment. My personal favorite is Strauss. Moose Younghands over there at Strauss. Just an awesome man, and does an awesome job over on Culp and White Bear.
Copy 1942.
But people want to hear from you, Pat, because you've been gone. I'll shut up for a while.
You were on a good roll there, doing some good history. It's last few years the townhouse
Probation 958.
population, I guess you'd say, the building of townhouses exploded in this area of Maplewood.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
Copy 1942.
Then you get down to Hazelwood here, and it's open land again.
So, I don't think they've made a final decision on how those buses are going to depart from that transit station.
Not a burglary.
But the last I heard, they were planning to use this
Copy
trail.
number, 1943.
No,
So this will take us right into White Bear, huh?
right. Let's hope the bridge is still strong enough for us, huh? We might change our mind. I don't know. There's the white. Everybody's asking about your light. Now, what is the name of that light?
This is the O light, letter O, and then light,
Yep.
Javelot. Javelot.
Javelot, what's that run?
You can get them on sale for about 140, 150 bucks, but they retail for about 200.
All right, we're going over 694 on this. We'll keep moving fast just in case we're going to fall in. Now, I don't know if they'll be able to have the buses run across that, but that was the original plan, maybe widen that out. This old railroad right-of-way. The right-of-way,
able to get a hold of
the right-of-way is actually 60 feet wide. So we're looking at what, 25 of it?
Right.
1900 right, 1944.
A lot of people run and bike on this now. When we're chasing suspects, quite often they know the bike, the trail. I do not want to run over a bunny on live.
No.
Can you just put the light on the bunny over there? There you go.
Get out of here, silly wabbit.
Thank you.
There you go.
There he goes.
So, let me come out here. I think this is Burkle Road, isn't it?
Yes, I believe so.
Burkle Road. And so, we've just left the city of Maplewood and crossed over into the city of White Bear. For all intents and purposes, 694 is the border, but I think technically it's County Road D. But, so we're on Burkle Road, coming up on Highway 61. And the brand new Quick Trip that's up here on the corner for those of you that...
A lot of people rave about their little
rolls.
snack foods and cinnamon rolls and sandwiches. So they have a
Phenomenal.
good selection.
It is my favorite gas station to get food at. Not necessarily always my favorite for other things, but my favorite to get food at. We got to pause here so we can deal with some incoming information. And it's a good time if you got anything. Where's that other phone go? Do we know?
probation 958.
Where did what go? I'm sorry.
The other phone.
Probation 958.
Good at losing those phones down.
Clear 460 Pierce.
Happy 1936.
That phone that we have you text us on, we're going to see if we can pull over here and find that.
2370 English.
Copy at 2370 English at 1947.
Not on this side. Got a feeling it's under your seat. Pocket?
I had it in the seat there before we started. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, we found the phone.
So if you got any questions or observations, Pat's going to have this other phone here. 651-448-448. 3810. 448-3810. And someone did text us that the Foot Locker was the myth was the Foot Locker.
Oh, okay.
People are hoping that we'll find some cheese dogs tonight. We're definitely going to be looking for that. It's a little early to start eating though.
I think we should come back here and check later.
Saliva test.
4438.
Is he in custody yet or not?
No.
Okay. I got a guy working on that. The saliva test,
sending you a phone call request in regards
is
to
coming
a
out
custody
now.
issue.
Actually, they just released one where you can get, someone's asking about COVID tests. You can go down to the Roy
Thank you,
Wilkins
1949.
and get it done pretty much any day. They want you to make an appointment. In fact, you could probably tell them about that, right? How's that work?
You go to the, if you Google Ramsey County COVID testing sites, it'll give you a list, and you scroll down to Roy Wilkins Auditorium, and you're able to make an appointment from there. Now, there are a limited of walk-in testings available.
788.
In fact, a friend of mine just today was in and out in 20 minutes on a walk-in.
Huh? That's good.
Yes.
Yeah, and the governor has done a great job of getting more testing. And
Sergeant, I'll take.
yeah, the governor's done a good job making sure there's enough testing. And I heard him say today that in addition to more testing, that he believes the vaccine will be coming out very, very soon for the elderly and the most at risk.
That's good.
I'm not sure if that's possible, but that's what I thought.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get that up and running and slowly start working our way back to normal.
Thank you, 1950.
So anyhow, we're in White Bear. We went north of 694 on that bridge from Maplewood, and so we're just a little into White Bear. Come and get that.
I'm not sure where that is. Oh.
$91.73.
9173.
Just got a message here that the Lucky station on Randolph just had some lottery tickets stolen from it. Sounds like in a theft.
G-Way 532. I'll take that suspicious on Jackson.
Copy 316 Jackson, the first level parking room at 1950.
Gonna run down here to Sam's Club. There's a call here. Sam's Club's this way, right?
Let's see here. We're on Berkeley. Yeah. It's right at right before White Bear.
Calling a slumper in the lot, and
539.
White Bear is actually on the way, but we don't know how far away they are. You know, here's the thing about a slumper. This is where it gets into this whole idea of having other people check besides cops.
Right.
Copy 537.
Ronnie Ryan Jr. was checking on a slumper in a car.
Indeed.
And after he checked on him, he got shot in the back.
37 copy.
So you really can't assume that some calls don't need a police officer.
Go ahead.
And now it might very well be that this slumper is intoxicated. It might be that he's just taking a nap. It might be that he wakes up angry or grumpy.
Right.
It might be that he's hiding from somebody. It might be that he's overdosed. You know, it might be that he needs some Narcan because he was using drugs. These calls, like a slumper in a car, they can go 10 different ways. And officers are always calculating what those possibilities are, trying to eliminate them one at a time. So I'm pretty sure Sam's Club's here. We don't get up here very often, but
I missed the call.
yeah, and we need a text again on what part of the building is. I thought they said south side.
166.
What was the nature of it?
166.
Oh, okay.
Just a slumper in the
Will
car.
be clear.
Probably this one here.
Big march to 161.
I would say that's probably.
Copy 1953.
You okay?
I'm not seeing it, so I can't
Oh, we just got a call. Somebody was slumping in their car. Maybe it wasn't you. You're all right?
I just got off work.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
So this would be
By the liquor store. Where's the liquor store?
all the way down at the end, I think.
Yeah, it's this thing. You got the advantage when it comes to liquor stores.
And the south side would be that side facing the highway.
That white SUV. It's kind of funny. I'm having
There we go.
I'm having deja vu.
It's like a white BMW.
Here's the plate.
It is
Zero. Go ahead.
047 Papa Kilo X-ray. 047 Papa Kilo X-ray. Wait till it comes back.
Well, I'm just gonna take a peek. I'm just gonna take a peek at him real quick. I won't disturb him. White bear. I'd rather have white bear see him. I'd rather have white bear see him in the car.
Right.
Yeah, with 2400 code 4, medics still needed at this time. Anyone 73 medics needed at this time.
Negative 2
Coming 1956.
173. Before you clear, CM Minnesota 047 call King X-ray.
Copy.
You guys stay with him for a half a mile, will you?
We'll try.
Till we get Suki there. All right, later.
Yeah. Good one. So it was not a slumper. It's a guy who works here at Sam's, and he was just bent over playing on his phone, like so many of us do.
Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah.
44, 78, 44, 31.
Got to run into a couple of White Bear officers.
They do a fine job up here too.
They really do.
Really. Well, and your daughter.
My daughter
what's up?
Kirsten is a White Bear officer.
Yeah.
44, 43 to copy. First shots are fired in the area of 1683 Village Trail East. So far, just one caller reporting 10 minutes ago. Heard 3 or 4 shots. Saw 4 males run into the Maple Ridge Apartments. Also saw a black car take off westbound on County Road D, Delta East.
Clear on sound.
That's not too far from us.
44, copy.
Copy 1957.
4431, copy. You can put me in the area.
Copy 1958.
4433, copy.
Thank you, 1958.
That's not too far. Practically on top of that one. It's gonna go up here. Shots fired call there in Maplewood, just off of
19173.
County Road D, in those townhomes that we actually just drove through there.
9173,
Oh,
medics
okay.
can advise.
Copy, thank you, 1958.
So, again, the border between Maplewood and White Bear, we're gonna duck back into Maplewood. I'm sure that those White Bear cars will probably head down there, be ready to See what heads up this way too.
Plug this the text phone in for a little bit. It's just about dead.
It's nice to have you back, Pat.
It's good to be back.
It's hard to juggle the things when you're gone.
4496.
I think it's right over here.
4496.
Pretty sure.
Let me clear my eyes. Yeah, you can show
Like
me.
I said, these are all
Shut
new,
side off.
new streets compared to the old
Copy
days.
1959.
So,
Now, retired truck driver Steve from Colorado Springs, Colorado, says the picture looks perfect on the
awesome.
broadcast.
Hey, by the way, if you haven't shared this video, I wish you would. That'd be great. It's early enough now. What is it, 8 o'clock?
Yes.
So we're gonna drive into this neighborhood behind Ashley Furniture here. There's a slim possibility I'm in completely the wrong neighborhood, but I heard some voices over there. And a car backed in at a funny angle. What does that look like over there? Is that car backed in there?
Yeah, looks pretty normal.
Okay.
Spot 532.
East Village Trail is the
Dakota
street.
County's requesting PD and medic for one in custody that has swallowed drugs.
I'll be en route.
Squad 4469.
5 copy, and it is a CSO that's out with the one in custody.
4469.
With the squad's back for domestics, 1997 Clark Street North. Comes Trump's father, punches comp in the face, colors outside.
21.
Suspect is inside. His name is Marcel White, mixed male, unknown clothing, unknown if he
I'll
will
ask
fight
these
with
folks real
police.
quick.
Yeah, let's just so we don't embarrass
69
ourselves.
copy.
Let's make sure that we're in the right neighborhood.
537 unclear.
Like I said, we don't normally work Maplewood, but I'm pretty sure it's right
Clear.
here,
Any, thank you.
right
21.
in this. We're a little south of it now, but
9173, copy. You took the solicitor call and area check for a male who came to Colors Door 10 to 15 minutes ago. Made an offer to enter Colors home, left in a silver white Cougar sedan. Would you like another squad to assist?
pretty sure it's a
Negative.
1600
Having
block
negative.
east from, running east from here, and so this is 1580. It's the next block. Yeah, we can't get there that way, can we? It's definitely a tangle town here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
55 block out.
Copy 2003.
I suppose besides asking if they heard anything, we could ask them if they know where Village Trail is. Go ahead, ask them. You have at it. We're fully ready to embarrass ourselves.
Say, folks. Hi, did you hear any gunshots by any chance?
No.
Hey, Monty.
Okay.
Been out for about 5 minutes.
Is East Village Trail in this complex?
Oh boy.
Okay.
That way, so sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think it's the next block up. Can't be too far away. There's a Maplewood cop.
Well, you got us in the right area.
Yeah. But I don't know if
525.
525.
here we go.
Start medics here.
There we go.
They have in custody, claiming that they swallowed methamphetamine. Conscious.
Really?
Village Trail East.
Code 4 from medics.
Copy, they are en route.
As long as we got the Maplewood officer behind us, we'll. There's that one in front of us too.
Sure.
2005.
Let's talk to this guy, huh?
Sure.
See if he heard anything.
Sure.
2431.
387 Tango X-Ray Delta.
Copy 2005.
Oh, gentlemen.
One 7 0, copy, north of 1500 Energy Park.
Hi, did you hear any gunshots out here at all?
Article Park.
You just got here?
Ask
Okay.
him what he's doing there.
What are you doing up in here? Do you live up in here? You do? What street are you on? Manor? Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you.
4478.
Okay then.
Copy the Maplewood Care Center, 1900 Sharon. For male staff member, sexually harassed another staff member. Time delay is 3 hours. Suspect is no longer on scene at
There's two
2006.
Maplewood cars here. One gunshot heard.
44785.
Nothing seen there.
It looks like the female victim is no longer on scene. Male staff member may still be on scene. Who's flight back?
So now, just a little bit of more
Copy 2006.
geography on Maplewood. So Maplewood is everything west of Rice Street and north of Larpenter. But strangely, when they made the cities, when they carved out the cities,
You change it to civil. And I'm going to write a summon this E35.
hang on a second. When they carved out the cities, they decided that everything between McKnight Road and Century, all the way down from Larpenter to the southern border, would be in Maplewood. So it's an unusually shaped town,
It really is.
and makes it very difficult for officers from Maplewood that are working up here to run in on calls in South Battle Creek. You know,
Right.
so
361 identified.
on our way back to the east side, we're going to go down McKnight Road, and which is the border between Maplewood and St. Paul. Probably tool through downtown North St. Paul for a minute too, huh?
Yeah,
Something.
I like North St. Paul. Now we got to give a little shout out here.
Your microphone's yours, man. I don't
My
know,
my
voice is
my old
tired.
partner Tom Arnold is a homicide sergeant with St. Paul. Well, one of the guys he works with is John Keating, a longtime St. Paul officer who's a sergeant up in the homicide unit now. And his daughter Ella is a faithful watcher of ours and is guaranteed to be watching right now.
Oh, really? Well, that's nice of her.
So thank you, Ella, for being for riding with us on these live patrols.
ran over her dog, and then
Copy 7-5, you're clear.
ran over a white Chevy
See, the interesting thing about going back to that call with the call on a slumper, nobody knows for sure. So we don't want to be too intrusive. Most of the time, slumpers end up being intoxicated persons, right, Pat?
Oh yeah, for
And
sure.
then there's the Minnesota law on driving while intoxicated means you cannot be in physical control of a motor vehicle while you're intoxicated. So even if you're sleeping in your vehicle, well, for sure, if it's running, you're likely to get arrested for DWI if you're intoxicated. But even if the car is off and you have the keys, technically, and correct me if I think I'm going wrong here, Pat, at all, if you have the keys and you're in physical control of your vehicle, you technically can be arrested for DWI.
That's always been my understanding.
Now, Pat and I didn't do, if a person's trying to sleep it off in the back of their car and they haven't driven anywhere, like, they went out of the bar and they decided, I'm going to sleep it off. We generally gave the person the benefit of the doubt as long as they hadn't driven.
Right.
Yeah,
But if you're sitting there with your car running and in park with your foot on the brake,
yeah.
you just might go to jail.
So many more people are using Uber and Lyft now. It's really kind of been a great tool.
It really has.
Great tool.
If I can hold for a minute on that Conway call, we're going to see if there's more animal complaints.
Maybe 2010.
I heard nothing about this. Somebody
It's about 3 at 5. We're going to see if animal control can take care of this
sent
one.
this to us, and I'm not gonna.
Hold off on it for a
I'm
moment.
not gonna say it out loud. It's something you should probably see, though. I didn't hear anything about that.
There was, but I wasn't going to mention it. We did have an issue today. Mental illness runs rampant, and I'm not sure where that sound is coming
I
from.
think that was me.
Mental illness. Someone asked about an incident in Little Canada. We did have an incident in Little Canada today
Little Lake Boulevard.
regarding a person in crisis.
9170. I'm not too far out. I'll back up.
And we don't try to talk too much about those, but our deputies did an unbelievably awesome job of talking the person out of committing suicide. And just shout out to our deputies, especially our negotiators that went there and kept the peace and convinced the party to come out on their own.
That's,
But I don't, like I said, we don't like to talk about individuals because sometimes it's harder for them to come back into a neighborhood when the people know what's been going on.
right.
You put me in a TLC in my
So we're southbound on McKnight.
location. I'm out with one.
Now, there's a little chunk of Maplewood carved out into a rectangle
Item code 4.
into another city called North St. Paul. Right here, North St. Paul is on the left, and Maplewood's still on the right. And, people getting their Christmas lights up, kind of cheer us up a little bit. Feel free to answer any of those questions you got there, Pat.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep up on the stuff coming from Chloe too.
This is 17th Avenue East in North St. Paul. Also County Road C. County Road C in Maplewood.
Copy 2013.
And you'll see on the North St. Paul signs, you'll see little polar bears. Whereas the Maplewood sign, you're seeing maple leaves.
North St. Paul being the home of the North St. Paul High School Polars.
Class of 73.
47 on the list.
Don't forget that.
You're on 3.
What's that?
Class of 73.
Apologize.
Gee, who would that be? That's right, you are a year younger than me.
Yeah. Well, it could be that I flunked a grade. Yeah, we don't have the heat on. By the way, for those of you that worry about the camera overheating today, we're not using the heat today. Pat and I decided we're going to make sure this camera works properly.
We're going to tough it out for you guys.
Now, again, the numbers up in North St. Paul for the squads are the 3,000s. If you hear 3,000 up on the air, it's a smaller community. I know most of you know I've mentioned that I went to North St. Paul High School before, and I lifeguarded up here at Silver Lake for many, many years. For those of you that visited Silver Lake, there used to be what was called the curly slide right there.
Oh, yeah?
Giant metal curly slide. Well, it felt giant when you were little. It's no longer there.
Dispatch copies 2015.
Sergeant Sapp kept us all in line up here. There's Silver Lake there. You'll see the sign right there in front of us there. No lifeguard on duty. Swim at your own risk.
I don't think I have ever seen this lake before.
Yeah, on the other end of the lake is Joy Park.
187.
Beautiful lake. Like I said, I taught
187.
swimming and lifeguarded there for years
Signature plate
while I was in high school and college
Tango X-ray Papa.
before joining the police department.
Yeah, I'm here 2015.
We probably got to do some day shifts, right?
I think we should.
This would be a lot more. This one mine?
Yes.
A lot more fun.
Especially in the colder weather.
Yeah. Well, for those of you who are new to the whole Live on Patrol, my name's Bob Fletcher. I have the honor of serving as the Ramsey County Sheriff up here in Minnesota. City of St. Paul is the capital city in Minnesota, and then we have several suburbs. The county's about 550,000 people, about the size of a congressional district. And my partner is Pat Scott. Pat and I worked together at the St. Paul Police Department for many years.
Many years. And now I'm working for the sheriff as a crime analyst. And
We appreciate it. And my partner. So we're about to cross over Highway 36. On the right is the old North St. Paul High School. If we took a right, we'd go down there. And
it's the famous snowman.
well, I have to get a little bit of an angle here, even if I have to use my lights, because there's the North St. Paul snowman along Highway 36. Personally, I never took my girlfriend inside the snowman when I was in high school, but rumor is some people did. And there is a snow day celebration here in North St. Paul. Got a great antique car show here as well.
Oh yeah, the car show here in North St. Paul is legendary.
I don't think we got a call in North St. Paul, but this is the North St. Paul Police Department, Fire Department right here.
Good crew of cops out here.
Yeah. So our goal tonight was give you a little exposure over a couple other suburbs. So got into Maplewood, White Bear, into a little bit of North St. Paul. We're gonna head back through Maplewood into the east side of St. Paul. Before we do that, though, I probably should just remind you that the eastern border of Ramsey County is Century. Now, Century has several different names. In the old days, it was called East County Line because it was the eastern county line of Ramsey County.
Okay.
Then it was also called Division because it's the division between Ramsey County and Washington County.
Makes sense.
And I'm not sure how Century got its name, but for the most part, people refer to it as Century. So, and also, it's also Highway 120. Highway 120. So we're on North St. Paul Road, which is also 7th Avenue East, and returning. Now, interestingly enough, you'll see that we were on 7th Avenue East, but on the side of the road over here to the right in Washington County, you're going to see the roads are numbered completely differently. So this is where it gets confusing for people when you go to different jurisdictions.
Right.
So on the left side there in Oakdale, it's 46th Street North. On the right side in North St. Paul, it's 10th Avenue East. So
Yeah, that could get you lost.
when you're pursuing someone on 10th Avenue East, it changed into 46th Street. But each county has the right to establish its own street numbering system. And so 9th Avenue East here is like the 2700 block, but on the other side at 45th, it's the 6000 block. So communication between law enforcement can sometimes be difficult.
And we can't have gone through North St. Paul without mentioning Newman's Bar,
Oh yeah, we drove right by it.
which is,
We're on the backside.
if I'm not mistaken, the oldest bar in the state of Minnesota.
It might be. That's a good thing.
I believe it is.
That would surprise me, but that would be amazing. I would think there'd be one downtown, but who knows? You might be right. Back in the olden days, they might have had to sneak out to North St. Paul to have a drink.
Right.
Still true today? So it's a little quieter than we're used to normally, which is a good thing because we wanted to get a little time to introduce you to some of our other suburbs. This gentleman's obviously in a little bit of a hurry. We might just tag along with him on County Road. Oh, we'll see where he's going here. Going to the gas station. It's okay to be anxious. It's just not okay to exceed the speed limit. I keep trying to teach my 15-year-old that too.
Maybe like, oh, I thought he was pulling up to the pump, maybe about to run out of gas.
So we're at the Holiday here at County Road B in Century. We'll pull up to the pump like we're pretending we're at the pump.
I have run that.
Anyhow, couple things while we're sitting here. We're just going to take a look at this Holiday for a little bit. Please share this if you can. Please send an email to the mayor or city council members on my earlier post today if you are concerned about the reduction in police officers. You're going to get a response that says they're not cutting, they're just not hiring. But the reality is they're down 10 officers already. People are retiring all the time, and they're not going to let them hire for the next 2 years. So there's going to be a reduction of 40 police officers.
Just through mere attrition.
It's the same. And the strange thing is the staffing study that the council had reported to them last March called for 50 additional police officers. They hired the study, they contracted it out. And then they ended up not hiring the officers, instead reducing them. What is it? Okay. Obviously, we're doing some checks here while we're here. We're gonna try not to, give out names of people that whenever we can, but we do run plates while we're sitting here, and some computer systems, a lot of the state computer systems list all possible similar names.
Copy. Code 4 mail half GOA at 2024.
I'm going to turn the scanner on all the channels now there, Patrick, so we don't miss a thing
Sounds good.
anywhere. We'll just engage this gentleman. How's it going? Good. Don't come too close. We don't want to get COVID of each other. Just everything good? Everything good? All right. Have a good night. Thank you. You can tell a lot from a 20-second conversation. Pretty like a nice kid, huh?
Mhm.
Very nice.
An anonymous cop would like an officer to drive by from people, a group of people waiting outside the front entrance. The cop does not believe that they live there.
So we're going to continue south here
2163, copy all of us.
on McKnight. Portable Automotive. Mike Whistler still takes his cars there. My dad used to all the time.
Copy on
2163, copy.
That's me.
Correction, Houston, 246-175, 246-175.
Score 9171.
We're not too far away. There won't be many viewers that remember. We're not too far away where we ran into that little ghost figure.
Oh, that's
Just-
right.
Just east of us.
Yeah, we had this is taking you back towards near the beginning of our live on patrols. But we were looking for a suspect with Maplewood Police. And there was some apparition, for want of a better word, that appeared in front of our truck.
And we were positive it was going to be captured on our live on patrol.
But guess what? That is the one and only live on patrol we've had that there was some kind of glitch and the entire segment disappeared.
Yep.
So
We tried to save it. It somehow the power died, but normally they're saved automatically, but they weren't.
not an especially superstitious guy, but do with that information what you will.
A lot of people noticed it though. It's surprising how many people can see things here that we don't actually see. Did you know that?
Oh, for sure. Experienced that a few times where people have told me later on
Spotted
to
stuff.
check a certain point in the video, and
Department 126. Come requesting welfare check on their brother. They have not heard from.
So this is Larpenteur Avenue we're crossing. This is the northern border of St. Paul. So on the right is Maplewood. Now on the right is St. Paul, and on the left is Oakdale.
361, clear my call advice. I'll go with this.
Are we on Century or McKnight?
Wait,
yeah,
we're on Century.
Yeah, we're on Century.
So we got it.
So the right, so we're still, we never made it over to McKnight proper. So on the right there is still Maplewood.
if we were over on McKnight, we'd be cruising the border between.
Yeah, we'll cruise that back up on pretty quiet out here. Hear that guy talk.
Copy on the squad of BAPS, 2134 5th Street for a party scene, body only warrant.
Well, we can go there. 2134
copy,
5th
thank you,
Street.
2029.
We're not too far.
3910 copies of traffic.
Thank you, 2029.
Maybe we can get the details on that 2134
3930
5th.
copy.
Hey, Jimmy.
Got a little ways to go, but
Copy 2029.
Just go on.
270.
What's up? That's going to get parked in high.
Copy 2029.
I'm texting right now. Just got the details.
3930, we're knocking, negotiating at the door.
Copy, knocking and negotiating at the door, 2030.
that's 5th Street in North St. Paul. Here we go. So there's a 5th Street down here in St. Paul, Maplewood, and that's the 3900 block. There's probably a 5th Street up there. Remember when we were on 7th Street there?
Mhm.
It was 2 blocks away from there. There you have it. Gentleman's got a warrant and they're trying to convince him to come out. If he doesn't come out, we might have to go back, or if he comes out running.
Okay, I don't know all your controls yet. I get a little bit of heat on my feet.
You feel heat, huh?
Just on my feet.
Okay. Well, is that good or bad?
No, I want to feel heat.
You want feet? All right.
Oh,
There you
here we
go.
go. Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
There's your number right there. You got
Gotcha.
up and down.
Thank you.
Of course. You old guys need a
Gate number
little heat on your feet.
473.
Circulation and all, you know.
Yeah.
Actually, I like my feet to be a little cool when I sleep.
So here we are at Century. We're going south on Century. We got Maplewood on the right. We got Oakdale on the left. Now in Oakdale, they call this 10th Street North. 10th Street North. It goes to the freeway to 694. And in Maplewood, they call it Minnehaha
361 pulling up.
Avenue. And actually, it's Minnehaha in Maplewood and in
Yeah,
St.
for
Paul.
your next one, can you start a sergeant?
That don't sound good.
Copy, requesting a sergeant to 2134 5th Street North and holding the air for squads until code 4 at 2032.
Let's just see if they have them.
3910 arrived.
2032.
Are they code 4?
$39.21 status check.
166, I got Green Active Smelling in St. Anthony for disorderly female in the street.
Street running on people's windows and kicking.
Spitting at them. Black female in early.
3930 status check.
We're controlled.
Okay.
Copy, control. Do squads need the air this time? Still holding the 10-1 until further notice at 2033.
3930, we got one in custody. We're talking with two uncooperative paperwork
Okay.
right now.
Copy, control. One in custody talking with two uncooperative parties at
So you
2033.
got 2 North St. Paul cars out there. We're guessing they work very, very closely with Maplewood. We're way down here in the south part of Maplewood. I'm sure the northern Maplewood cars are going to run over there
Oh, yeah.
and back them up. They have the party in custody that they wanted, but of course, as always, even though you have the party in custody, you got other people that aren't happy with you. And unfortunately, that unhappiness is more often. Even the slumper in the lot there at Sam's that we talked to. You know, we get a call on a slumper It's suspicious. We're worried about his health. Even his reaction was unhappiness that we were knocking and checking on him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It wasn't that we weren't in uniform, because I was in uniform.
Yeah, you are.
But it's just sometimes people aren't happy with us, even though we're there to check on them and make sure they're safe. Hey, we passed Tartan High School, I think, which was built and started in
3930.
1972.
Okay.
And the reason I remember, I was at North St. Paul when they split the school in half. Not positive of the year.
3921.
So,
Circle 4, clear.
But, you know, back to that,
Copy code 4, clear the
that
10-1 at
slumper.
2034.
as you so often say, if people would just assume best intentions until you find out otherwise.
yeah.
And our intentions were nothing but pure to make sure he was okay.
Yeah. Actually, I wouldn't have even checked on him if I wasn't concerned that maybe he was in some type of physical stress, you know,
Right.
or overdose.
Squad 4496.
Just
How
what-
you took the CDP 1695 County Road D Delta East at 327. Caller heard shots fired approximately 30 minutes ago. Just noticed her red Nissan Maxima has window shut out at 2035.
So 1695 East County Road D, that is actually right where that shot was
West
fired.
is west.
Mhm.
Excuse me,
That's
west.
one block over from where we were on Village Trail.
The case number are 30105.
And
Again,
Somebody has a window that's been
30105.
shot out. So that was the legitimate shots fired up there in
You're
Maplewood.
welcome,
Right.
335.
If you think you hear shots fired, call 911.
Yeah.
That's the. I can't stress that enough.
We are on Minnehaha Avenue, headed westbound. Driving into some really obnoxious headlights. I don't think it's our windshield either here, but should I try the washer for a little bit?
Sure.
Dust on there? I don't know. Hopefully, we got spray window washer in the back seat if that doesn't clear up for you. Didn't clear up too good over here on my side.
No.
See what happens. Maybe we'll stop at that Holiday down here in 1400 Minnehaha and get a little paper towel on the window.
Sounds good. It's in the backpack or the back seat?
I moved it up. It's in the back seat, but I just gonna get some paper towel here too to actually scrub a little bit. Some dirt. I just had the car washed yesterday. Maybe it's time for new wipers. All right, we're on the east side of St. Paul. We're at Minnehaha and Hazel. But the bar is closing on Saturday. Oh, I heard a funny thing on the news. No football after Saturday, Friday midnight. So all the teams are moving their games from next week or Saturday or from next week to this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wiper Avenue, Cherry Pit.
Pretty good crowd.
What I was gonna say is, I'm sure the bars will have like a major closing party Friday night, right?
Right.
We'll have to work Friday. What
I
do you
think we should work Friday.
have to work Friday to see what type of celebrations.
Maybe start a little bit earlier because they're all closing at 10.
We can do that. I don't know. I got to check my schedule. Bobby plays hockey. That's what I would be on there. I just don't know. I think he's got a game Friday. So I got to check to make sure that works. But we can work around it. That's his last game, too, for a month. Because they're not going to let hockey.
Yeah, I heard that was
Not gonna let
all
hockey
team
continue
sports,
either.
right?
All indoor sports. Outdoors, okay. with the exception of football, which is outdoor but not okay. Oh. It's like Walter said, we don't make the news, we just read it.
Long for a return to normalcy.
Yeah. Stop here at the Holiday at Minnehaha, home of many a shooting. Everybody's got masks on, that's good.
Oh, they got paper towels at the
Yeah,
end.
that's what I was thinking. I'm gonna let this one car leave just so I don't block them in. And we'll pull down to the end. We're gonna try to clean your windshield a little bit. It's a possibility I'll run in and use the restroom and get a cheese dog. But
Maybe two, if they have two.
Maybe two.
Check the area.
You know what though?
995.
We won't be washing the windows long. I know nobody likes to watch the windows. Oh, that's the rain.
We'll be back with you as quick as we can
got
here,
Rain
folks.
X, we got everything around here now. There we go. So here you got some real Windex there, Pat.
All right.
Real Windex. Is it okay if I leave it running?
Yep.
172, how do you want your lens? Yeah.
Had a comment on commercial one.
Copy.
Squad 385.
385.
Clear of ice winds. 56.
Copy 2041.
Five 39.
539.
Transferring an adult female from our location of booking. 59.1 on the trip.
Copy 2042.
Listening, yeah.
Report 359.
Have a good one.
Copy 24-4. About 280.
Squad 280.
88 Cesar Chavez Street on a welfare check. Black male in his 30s. Being physically aggressive and violent towards passerbys and harassing people. Medics are also being notified.
Copy that.
Let me clarify, they're being notified for mental health. No injuries at this time.
Investigate.
364.
So give me a little bit of feedback on if that windshield looks better now.
Hey, guess what?
Copy 24-5.
Jessica and Jamal that work here gave us some free hand cleaner from the troops.
Oh, awesome.
They're here, and they were watching us while we were, they're watching you clean the window.
Fantastic. A gentleman was driving by, stopped and said he was listening to us.
Here's the thing. We got a shout out to Jessica's mom, Tammy. She apparently watches us regularly at home on the TV.
Jessica's mom, Tammy,
Yep.
hello to you. Giving you a shout out. Your daughter took care of us.
Squad 280, we're coming in.
I got to make a quick stop inside.
Back in the corner. Say hi to those two. I'll take Pat. Close the door. I'll turn around and get an eye on you.
Okay.
189, I got Little Caesars, 1532 unit. From male receiving to leave at 2046.
I'll try to get you the best picture and view that we can.
Squad 280, we're going to be out with the mail at State and Cesar Chavez in the middle of the intersection.
We used to have a couple problems with people living across the street in this apartment, but
Southeast State and Cesar Chavez at 2046.
most of them have moved out.
509.
539.
We've arrived 60.3 on the trip.
Copy 2046.
How far these people went to?
Every town has its own timeline.
361 PTV.
361.
And its own rhythm.
Copy 24-7.
All right. Say hi to those two in there.
Yeah, that was very cool.
Nice people. Well, I suppose as for the next 4 weeks, as activities are limited,
Yeah,
some people will be looking for a reality break, huh?
I would think so.
So, someone just texted me and said, if we're going to be in our houses after dark, Pat's going to have to talk more. keep us, you know, awake and entertained.
385.
Well, I guess I'm getting my live on patrol legs back under me again. Sorry if I've been a little
Oh, you're doing great.
reticent. I think that's the word.
Copy, DOC at 1325.
Some people text me and tell me that
Until code 4.
I got to stop interrupting you. Sorry about that.
377.
Copy 25.
Well, I've never found it to be anything that wasn't important to say. So,
Well, we're nudging up to 9:11 here in another 20 minutes, which, of course, is our normal start time.
286, code 4, you can have others on the scene.
Based upon normally when things start getting busier.
right.
Copy 2050.
People like your windshield, Joe?
280.
You know, I haven't seen any comments, but to me it looks like it's a lot more clear.
Well, we're on south on Atlantic Street from Minnehaha. South on Atlantic Street. I think you went west on Margaret there, this car. We just prowl around here a little bit. See what's going on over here on the Lower East Side. Looks like they're just parking. By the way, if you're sending me friend requests, I apologize. I don't know how it works, but I can't approve any more friend requests just because there's a maximum of 5,000. So I don't have any way of approving any more friend requests. You can send Pat the requests, but you can follow any of us. I think if you hold on that little friend button, it changes to follow, or it tells you to follow, but I just don't have a way to approve any more of those friend requests, and I feel bad about that, but it's just how it works. Yeah, Pat does have a great voice.
Copy, and spot 385. Did you also copy?
Someone told us that earlier, but his dad was a professional broadcaster,
35.
Ray Scott, so he definitely has an
That's
advantage.
2051.
Advantage over me.
Thank you, Sergeant Altieri. Thank you, Joe Miller.
Spot
Southbound on
364,
Earl.
checking your status.
If you watch the early ones, you'll see how what a
2052.
poor state of affairs this Earl Street was, and now it's all smooth. Thanks to Whitey and the that's his nickname, because he's
Public
got
Works crew.
Public Works crew, because he's got quite the head of whiter hair. And thanks for a great job getting this all fixed.
21 1023 at that address.
Copy at 2052.
456, can you put me out with one in H2 left?
Copy 2052.
280.
Last squad, go again.
280. You're gonna have to update our location with my speed report in front of 88th Street.
Where are they? Did you hear that?
No, I didn't.
Copy 2053.
I did verify callers and passerby.
Thanks for checking.
You're welcome, 2053.
I was mentioning earlier, I got a lot of messages from people worried about me when I was on quarantine,
Yeah.
and that was really, seriously heartwarming. It was really kind of people.
385.
You can clear me from this and send me a penny.
And we get I get a lot of messages, you know, to give shout outs to people or drive by certain locations or pick up Twinkies or
How's it going? Good. Trying to. How about you?
Always.
It's outdoor seating out here, huh? They bring the food out there or what?
Doesn't it start Sunday?
Yeah. Yeah. They'll probably have to take the roof off. That would cover it, right?
Yeah, you have a good night.
You too, thank you.
And all of those offers are really kind, but please don't take any offense that it is impossible
No, I'm just saying hi. How are you doing?
to respond to all the
Yeah,
requests.
no problem. Pretty quiet at the Mounds Park Sports Bar, but it is early.
Yeah, well, they only have an hour to go though.
You know, I was,
400 Llewellyn Street North.
this is gonna sound really strange. Okay, I'm just gonna admit that on the front end. I'm sure my wife is at home cringing. But I saw some pictures of kids visiting Santa Claus, and Santa Claus had a plastic mask on and a regular mask. Okay?
All right.
So let me ask you this. You know, obviously, kids should get to see Santa, right? I mean, what if there were people that could prove that they had already had COVID and they had the antibodies and they were well over it, so they weren't contagious? You know what I'm saying? Would that make some sense to allow them to be Santa Claus?
It would, but I guess the verdict isn't completely in yet.
Yeah, I guess
on the antibodies.
How's it going?
Hey, how are you?
Good. Well, we're good. Now, what is that? An Irish Wild jersey?
Just a hoodie. I
That's
got
pretty
it
cool.
At,
I never saw an Irish
I
Wild
love
jersey.
that.
I got it at the State Fair,
You did.
and they only had a 4X.
Where did they sell that? Where at the fair?
You know where the Vikings building is? Down at the State Fair?
Yep.
Yeah, if you go in there, they got the Vikings, and they got the Timberwolves, Wild, Lynx, Twins. Look at this.
See,
I've tried to shrink it 5, 6
Holy
times.
mackerel! How long are those sleeves?
But you know what? It keeps me warm.
There you go.
That's the first one.
That's the bottom line.
Did they sell other nationalities like Swedish?
I saw this and I thought, oh, something to wear at St. Patrick's Day.
That's it. A wild
Because
jersey
you
with
never
St.
know if it's going to be too hot or too cold.
Hey, you know we're live right now. You want to show our viewers your shirt?
That's up to you.
Just step in front of that camera right here.
We'd love it if you
check
did.
it out. So this guy's got right there.
Right there.
Pull those strings ago. There we go. There we go. Where's your flashlight, Pat? Hang on.
Hang on, we're gonna light it up.
We gotta light it up. Go back up.
You're going to light it up?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, here's a wild jersey. Someone made a lot of money on that. It's a little too much light there, I think.
A wild on top of a shamrock.
Shamrock, an orange and green and white shamrock.
Love it.
All right, one of a kind. I think you're one of a kind.
So how's your guys' night going?
Pretty
Quiet.
good. Pretty good.
It's quiet.
Yeah, I just got back from deer hunting.
How'd you do?
I still haven't gotten one. I'm going back up north on Friday after bowling since they're closing everything.
Yeah.
I'm a big bowler, and I'm going to bowl as much as I can and leave Friday night to go back up north. But I got home. I have 10 acres of land by Hinckley,
You do.
and I got home Saturday night at 7. Didn't plan on leaving. I didn't know I locked my truck, and they went in it.
Here or in Hinckley?
No, at home.
Oh.
In my driveway. And my cousin's a St. Paul cop who sold me, because I have a permit to carry, and he
Yep.
sold me my 40.
Yep.
They got it.
Oh, not good.
So we're hoping it comes up soon. I've looked everywhere to hope that it wasn't taken out of my truck, because there's a lockbox,
Yeah.
and I didn't have a lock. I just got back.
Yeah. Terrible.
that
So,
sucks. I hate
were there
it.
other thefts in that area, or not, other cars hit?
I don't know about over here. I'm over off of Johnson Parkway in Case.
Okay,
So over here, I haven't heard too much.
that's not good. How long ago was that?
Saturday.
I'm gonna see if I can look that
So
report up.
only, what, 4 or 5 days ago.
And they got your 40, huh?
Yep. And my cousin, they got my cousin being a cop. He had to register it. Gave me the serial number and all that, and he's paying attention too.
Yeah.
Hopefully find it.
What department? You don't have to say his name, but where does he work at? What unit?
I think now he's part of the gang squad for St. Paul.
He is. Well, good. I'm sure I'm going to get a call in about 2 minutes about who that is. Might be shorter than that.
Well, you guys have a good night. I'm gonna go eat food. I had to call an order before they close.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Hey, the 40s are great guns. That's still what I carry.
it was a Springfield XD.
Huh?
I loved it because if you only grabbed the bottom of the handle, you couldn't. You had to push in the part with your
The grip safety.
the grip safety to even put a shell in.
Good idea.
Well, you guys have a good night.
Thanks a lot.
You
Nice
too.
talking to you. Well, that's not good. Good.
No, indeed.
Not good. Not good at all. St. Paul Saloon over here on Old Hudson. It's pretty busy in there, huh?
Pretty busy, yep.
So I'll put this one on. What do you got with yours on? I'll put this one on, whatever the opposite.
I'm on one.
All right, I'll go with 2. I guess they had a plane. I don't know if you saw in the news. They had a plane land out on County Road 81 out there in Maple Grove
Oh, really?
sometime today, earlier tonight. Yeah.
That would be a scary landing.
Yeah, you gotta, that would be very scary. The thing about that would scare you. You got to know where all the power lines are.
Yeah, definitely.
Those power lines can ruin a perfectly good runway. That's one thing. It's on my bucket list of things to do is learn how to fly a single engine plane.
You can tell me about it.
I think that's really something I want to feel, that feeling of just floating above the earth. I mean, a hot air balloon works too, but actually flying, I think, would be something special. Anyhow, it's on my list.
280.
280.
Unclear exactly what's going on.
That's the best part of this
But
job.
we'll
Like
be
just
transporting
sitting
one
and talking to that
down the
guy.
region by
You
you.
realize
We'll be right away.
that was a very interesting conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Happy 21.
All generated by a shirt.
Exactly.
It's just it's a great part of this job. Now we know that there's crime in the area of Johnson and Case, where they're breaking into cars and stealing guns. Head downtown for a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah, we are still looking for the suspect in the murder at Rice and Charles. We're not going to mention his name, but
We've known him for quite a while.
yeah. And the guy that got killed, his nickname, I think, New Orleans. Some of our CSOs knew him. they were telling me today, one of them called me today and said, yeah, New Orleans was downtown, bragging about the fact that he got shot at in Minneapolis a couple days earlier.
Really?
And he just got grazed on the head. And claiming that he had, since he came from New Orleans, he had special powers.
Huh.
But obviously nobody has those kind of powers.
No. Pretty tough to overcome bullets.
There's 270 Burgess. Unit 3 on an assault. Nail punch comes in the face and throw a table ladder.
Might head that way, see what happens. 270 Burgess. We're on 3rd Street, downtown St. Paul.
21st squad to start, 270 Burgess Street, apartment 3 on an assault.
Well, no, not a lot of volunteers.
286, you can specify you can hit the head.
Copy 2105.
Everybody's busy.
Was that an East car that said they were going to go?
I don't think it was the Central still.
Oh, it is. It's a warmer than usual night for this time of year. 48 degrees right now.
191 Western.
Retrieving spots in the area.
PIC female.
Copy 2105.
Needs to go back to St. Joe.
What do we got going on with it? The mayor is going to announce some new initiative on homelessness. Have you heard anything today?
No, I have not.
369.
Need to do something.
476 Brainerd Avenue, New Progress Domestic. Caller has, TC has an open line. Not here. Confident female are screaming.
There's your buddy.
Just answer questions.
Yelling at you.
Call was updated just now. But physically assaulted by their girlfriend. Nothing further.
Is he still young?
I think he will if we go around.
You got to run up to that Brainerd address, I think, too. Somebody else is yelling, though. Somebody over here on the street. Your buddy did yell, but now there's somebody else yelling.
273.
Did you call the cop if she's on scene?
Copy 2107.
Here's one at West Team. Failed to meet a citizen requesting to speak to an officer, refusing to give further information, and is waiting at the end of the PD.
Bravo 452.
60 East Kellogg.
Bravo
What we got?
452.
Two females physically fighting.
Yeah, that's what we were listening to here, I think. Now we just got to figure out where they are.
Copy 2107.
So,
There's 111. So it
Yeah.
should be in this stretch up here, I'm thinking.
the 60 is going to be on the south side over here, so...
280 on scene at the hospital.
You weren't fighting, were you?
2108.
Okay.
Seen any women fighting, guys? No?
This camp's getting larger. This would be where it would be, but must be, who's in this car? They might have even called.
Hi. Did you see a couple women fighting?
A couple women?
Fighting?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Not in this car, no.
Well, you all look like you're doing great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
261. 261, I copy those dates. 122.
Copy
Yeah,
that.
411.690.
No, that ain't good out there. There's a lot of people out here, man.
This is
The problem with a lot of people. How's it going? Is
this encampment is definitely worse
It
for the wear.
creates conflict. This is the what?
5286.
Go ahead.
The caller had just been going by in his car
Suspect is
and
going to be a Matthias, the 42-year-old black male.
saw it. He's no
Wearing
longer
black
here.
hoodie and blue jeans and black beanie. Drives a neutral colored Dodge sedan. Unsure if he's outside right now or if he's left.
Copy.
Well, the fight is over at least, it appears.
Someone said that they can't see us on Facebook. I don't know. My buddy Kim says she can't see it, but I don't know why that would be. But according to all of our other sources, it's running fine, Kim. But if you can't find it on my page, go to the Live on Patrol page or the YouTube page. So we're in downtown St. Paul, the capital city. For those of you that are not from here, beautiful city. A lot of it developed under the leadership of Mayor George Latimer, one of the finest mayors we ever had. George was very creative in terms of, buildings, downtown, skyways. Skyways came in under his area, thank goodness. And red hat, gray shirt, carrying a white bag. It's almost as if grab that bag from someone. We'll see if there's a call later. But funny story, back in the 70s, I was a young man. George came up with this idea of a people mover. You ever heard of that?
This sounds familiar.
It was brilliant when you think about it. He was going to build mass transit on tracks. Simple tracks where you'd get into a pod that would carry up to 4 people. You'd plug in your destination and it would take you there. And way ahead of his time in terms of the need for mass transit. Of course, the people of St. Paul weren't quite ready for that level of mass transit.
Right.
I mean, they weren't ready back then, and even in the 80s for light rail. But this was in the 70s. He was coming up with the people mover and a computerized concept where it would take you electronically from point to point. I mean, nowadays you can do it with Uber practically or electronic cars.
Right.
We're talking 30 years, 50 years ago though.
Way ahead of his time.
And actually they had a vote on it, I think, a referendum on whether to move ahead. And it did not pass. But the people mover was going to be they were building downtown the World Trade Center, all the towers there, a lot of growth there, and they were going to headquarter this out of there, and you'd be able to move it. You could go short distance, long distance, but you could move people around town up to University Avenue, out to West 7th Street. And it was like a George Jetson, only without the airborne.
Right.
The people mover.
Mayor Latimer is one of my favorite politicians of all time.
Yeah.
Good man.
He definitely is. He actually just tried to get things done without a partisan approach to business. That was the way things worked best back then. And speaking of mass transit, there is the Metro light rail running by the Capitol.
Had a shooting last evening on one of those.
Yeah, that's right. There were about 130 University up at Union Rice.
Yep.
Was a man shot.
Open route to 1505 West Street.
All right, well, it's 9:15. Time for things to happen.
You'd think. You already said the Q word.
There you have it.
So things should start happening.
3-5, cancel 3-6.
3-6, clear.
Clear, thank you.
That's fine.
Some people remember that people mover, I bet.
I remember it with you talking
can watch
about
the
it.
comments there. Didn't George also believe that rather than giving all of our resources away, a lot of these things has turned out in retrospect, I believe he was right on. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Rather than giving our resources away to private companies, that cable television franchise should have been owned by the public to minimize the cost. And of course, at the time, there were several companies competing for that franchise.
So that wasn't very popular with them.
No. And so a lot of money went into marketing to try to convince, that went to a vote as well. Convince the public to vote against public cable.
Huh.
I think that was 1982. It was 80 or 82. 80 or 82. There was a referendum. And the public decided they did not want publicly owned cable because the private companies convinced them, the public, that the public wasn't capable of running anything. So, and whether that's true or not, it's a whole other story. But so that's how we ended up with Continental Cable was the original company, the Continental Cable. And of course, they eventually sold and became a conglomerate of Comcast over time.
Yeah, that's. I've been with every iteration of it since the beginning.
And they have a great product. Let's just say Comcast has a great product. It's a little on the pricey side. I'm personally willing to pay for it because I like the flexibility. I can watch it on my phone. You know, I've had the security system in place, but you do pay for it. And
Yeah, you do.
So the other night when you weren't working, I was actually, remember last Wednesday before this gentleman got shot, I was here and this lady was complaining about all the people hanging out in front of her store.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that right here?
I saw that.
And then, of course, 2 nights later, one was shot and killed.
And there, I'd imagine, is the memorial.
Yep, there's the memorial of New Orleans. Seems kind of quiet out here tonight. Isn't it a little strange, right?
Mm-hmm.
And actually,
Well, you've said quiet about 3 times now.
I just gotta say,
so
let's talk about it. You can brag about it. I don't know if you even knew this because you're off. You're in a hibernation. I guess it's isolation. Okay, Yogi. So the video of this shooting was captured by Ramsey County Sheriff's Department staff in the East Metro Real-Time Information Center.
Yes, it was.
Kelly, we'll leave it at that. We won't mention her last name, but she was able to she saw something suspicious happening in this area. She was able to get the cameras tuned in. She had grabbed the license plates earlier, too, of the car that was here. And the clues, if you will, in the case came from an observant analyst watching cameras.
She did a phenomenal job.
It's great work. Kelly, I don't know if she's working tonight or if Heather is, but this guy wants to come and say hi. Maybe we should tell him we're sorry for his loss.
New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
Hi. Good. Were you friends with New Orleans? Were you friends with New Orleans? Oh, okay.
Have a good one. Waiting on his girlfriend. So thank you, Kelly, for some awesome work. Not the first time. I mean, she's done that 10 times before.
She constantly knocks it out of the ballpark.
But using technology and having people with cameras that are up there and able to watch stuff, such a valuable tool. That's why we really want ShotSpotter, which, by the way, if you haven't written your email to the mayor and city council, go back on an earlier post and please let them know we don't want to lose 40 police officers in St. Paul. And you know, I put 4 examples online there. Let them know. I mean, talk from your heart. That's the beauty of this. If you talk from your heart. Bryson, Pennsylvania. Just gonna peek at these cars here. This is a little unusual. They have a lineup of.
I think they might be waiting on food.
You're probably right. You're probably right. You guys got better music now than before.
Yeah, they do. Some good music.
How's it going? He didn't want any dents in his car, did he?
Well, he did.
I'm gonna park on the other side. What do you got in that Mustang? What do you got in that Mustang?
It's just a regular one. I bought it from somebody. It's
Did
just
you?
a regular one. No, not souped up or shit.
My 15-year-old, he loves that
See, I
car.
don't got the. Hey, think about me. I don't got the need for speed.
Yeah,
I'm
well, you
scared
know,
of that dumbass shit.
you know, my 15-year-old has the need for speed. Okay, it bothers me a little bit. How long will he have it? Did you used to have it?
No, you know what? This was the car I wanted when I was a senior, '98.
Yeah.
I wanted this car. My daddy tried to get it for me, couldn't get it. So you know how that shit is.
That's a nice car, though. What year is that?
378 385.
Just got a nice look to that rear end with those taillights.
I love a Mustang.
A lot of people been asking about it though.
No, it's a nice car. I like that particular configuration because you got the 3 separations, but they're all together too. Right. It's a great car. How's your night going otherwise?
I can't complain. I'm alive.
Yeah. God bless you.
One of my nephews down in Florida got, I think it was last year, got the Bullet edition of the Mustang.
Okay. Well, My son is an awesome driver. I told you on our road trip, he drove most of the miles, okay? We're talking, I don't know, 2,400 miles the kid drove.
Wow.
He's a great driver. He's a great driver, but like most kids, and maybe it's my fault, you know, because he's been with me on a few chases now and then, you know.
You like speed.
They like the speed, you know. And that's a problem.
Let's see if they have a couple cheese dogs.
Yeah, why don't you do that? I'm going to sit here. I'm going to back up here. He's going to come and say hi. Hey, well, how's it going?
How you doing?
How's it?
Yeah, us too. Us too.
How y'all doing, by the way?
Good.
Very
Thank
good.
you. Thanks
Thank
a lot. Thank you. Yeah, if you don't mind, I'm going to pull over a little closer to the pump that's no
Sure.
longer here.
I wonder what happened to that.
Somebody left the pump in, probably. Drove away, huh? Who would do that?
Who would do that?
All right, Pat, you run in. You need any cash?
Nope.
I got some money.
I'm good. I'm good. I was able to save a lot of money the last 2 weeks.
Well, there is that, because you didn't have to buy anything for me. Thanks, buddy. How's it going? Yeah, don't come too close, but good to see you. What's your name? Jason, nice to see you. Yeah, we're live on patrol tonight. I see you got a new car, huh? Or is that a work car? It looks new.
It's new.
Yeah, it's nice.
800 horse.
I figured, what is it?
800 horse.
What kind of car is that? If my kids, it's an 800. It's like this. It's the SRT. It's the big. It's
Faster than the SRT.
It's an 800 horse.
800. That thing is retarded.
Okay, but let's just back up for a minute. It's an 800 horse. So this has the big engine, but not the Hellcat.
That has the Hellcat.
That has the Hellcat.
Yeah.
And it's 800 horse.
Yeah. 869 is what I got it at. It's the fastest SUV on the planet.
Oh my goodness! It's a Jeep though. It's a Jeep version.
Jeep Grand Cherokee. They make 242 black ones.
242.
Yeah.
What year is that one?
That's the 20.
And so.
I'll give you a ride in it. You'll shake your pants.
No, it's okay. Anything over 130 is.
Oh, that's nothing.
I know it's not safe.
I bring that thing out to the track.
Yeah, which track do you go to?
Raider.
Oh, you do.
Yeah.
And
I remember you from
511 to go west.
Schweitz's Bar over there in East Side.
Reporting to people in lobby does not believe live there.
Danny Darlene's place.
Oh yeah, yeah, Danny Darlene. Great guy. Those are buttery. Those were the good old days. You don't look old enough to be there back at that buttery though. Yeah, those are good times.
Yeah.
So, do they let you rent the track, or how do you get access to that?
Yeah, they do it up there.
And so, the straightaway there is what? Quarter mile, or is it?
I don't even know.
Well, do you do the circle or what?
Oh, yeah. We'll run it on the quarter mile.
How fast do you get it
You
going?
know what? You think that thing's fast? It's not fast.
Yeah, they got others. What's fast?
Get a Tesla.
If my kids listen, he's an expert on all these cars. He can tell you exactly about that engine. And the Tesla goes like 0 to 60 in 3 seconds.
It's retarded.
Yeah.
That thing is 0 to 60 2.3 right there.
2.3? Jesus, gravity. Yeah, they won't sell us that engine in the Pursuit package. They only sell this one in the Pursuit package. We could buy it, but it wouldn't have the same suspension that this one has. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's got all the hot stuff.
I would guess, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. It's got everything now.
Jesus.
It's bad.
800. Well, I appreciate you telling me that. My kid's gonna be amazed by it.
Tell me you've seen a track hawk today.
Let's call it a track hawk?
Track hawk. He'll know all about it.
He will. He will.
So you guys do that thing on the
On live, yeah. You're on there right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're on there right now.
Any good action tonight?
It's been pretty slow so far. Been slow, but it doesn't usually get going until 10.
Yeah, no, definitely. I watch it once in a while.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, from the back in the days in downtown Minneapolis, I've been shot twice, stabbed twice.
Oh, you have?
Oh, yeah.
Where were you doing down there? Working or what?
Oh, yeah. In Minneapolis back in the 90s.
Oh.
Stay up here, shot
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the early 90s were bad there for Minneapolis. It was Murderapolis back then.
It's bad now.
Yeah, it's going back to where it was then. Yeah, that's what's happening.
And I watched it like a couple of weeks ago.
We needed your car, huh? So do you
couldn't get around this like
what?
bus?
Yeah, I know. Thank you for that. Yeah, that dang bus. So what's your business then?
Nothing now. I'm retired.
You are, but you got your car says your shirt says.
This is a car show.
Where's that at?
Las Vegas.
And when is that? Did you just come back?
It would have been a week ago.
Okay.
But they shut it down.
I got to bring my son down to that car show. Is that the best one?
In Vegas?
Yeah.
250,000 people from all over the globe go there.
Really? I get what, and they have those cars on display. I'm gonna, so it's SEMA, huh? SEMA. What's that stand for? You know?
Special Equipment Manufacturers Association.
Okay. Okay. They probably got some police pursuit stuff down there too, huh?
Yeah. Or you go over to Stryker over there.
Yeah, we go over there. But I want to see this. I want my son to see some of those cars. I gotta talk him into not driving fast though.
Well, these street racers.
Yeah.
That you're always chasing. A bunch of kids on the street with these old piece of shit Hondas.
Yeah.
Unsafe as can be.
Yeah. Well, I like the idea of being able to rent a track. That's an interesting way to get it out of their system,
Yeah, it's like August, September, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
What's your first name? Jason. Well, thank you for visiting. Thank you very much. It's my partner, Pat. You've probably seen him. He got us some cheese dogs. Hey, Jason's car has 800, how many horsepower? 869 horsepower in that Jeep.
No kidding.
It's a Hellcat.
Google it up.
Yep.
Trackhawk.
Holy smokes.
Trackhawk.
Hey, we're going on the highway and we'll race them.
No, we ain't going to do that.
What?
No, we ain't going to do it on the highway.
Oh, Pat, hey, you can drive one and Pat will drive one and I'll ride the back.
We can't do that unless we got police business, but we'll take it up to Brainerd. That might be kind of fun.
Oh, it's fun. It's great fun.
Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it. I'm going to pull around and look at your car again. Thank you.
No cheese dogs.
My son's probably at hockey practice, not listening, but he's a big car fanatic. And he talks about this car engine all the time. Says the Jeep actually has this Hellcat engine from the top-notch Durango. It's called the Trackhawk, huh? So
187.
who puts 800 horsepower in a car nowadays, huh?
Smokes.
And then as the Trackhawk right there, it says in the back. And as he says, as he says, the Tesla will outrun that. Tesla's got a big engine too, and that's electric. So,
I'm not real fond of the looks of it, but there's a new all-electric Mustang coming out.
Hey, you guys, the gas would drain you.
yeah.
12 miles to the gallon.
Sounds like my old Envoy.
You have a what? An Envoy?
My old Envoy, yeah, it was terrible. You don't have any ketchup, do you?
No.
Is there cheese in there?
No, it's just
Thanks a lot.
it's just a brat. I didn't know you like ketchup. I'd have got you ketchup.
Well, when there's cheese in here, I don't use ketchup. Yeah.
Just for what it's worth.
I appreciate it. Well, there you have it. And little did I know, I can tell my 15-year-old that you can rent the track.
Bravo 747.
They probably rent cars too. That's the other thing they do
Bravo
sometimes.
452.
Rent cars that you can drive.
Bravo 452.
Can I get my case number?
That's good you got a hot dog for us. That's a brat, right?
That's a brat. An ultimate brat.
Case number is 246-210. 246.
Very tasty.
378.
378, go ahead.
Advise, moving on investigate Maryland and Mendota with Charlie, X-ray Charlie 543.
I'm always worried about putting ketchup or mustard on these. I'm afraid I'd be wearing it.
Oh yeah, that's pretty common. But I don't think I'm going to spill tonight because I don't have a tie on. All right, we're northbound on Rice Street. All right, he's gonna. It's an O light, right, Pat?
Yep.
And
O
what's-
light Javelot.
I'm checking the board to see if anybody's signed
Java
up.
what?
Javelot.
Get better, thanks.
Street on a male in the back of the building in a parking space.
Another person wants to know what the O light.
378
I'm gonna get one too. Obviously, my light's not bright enough. So, a lot of officers right now, especially deputies, everywhere because COVID. I'm going to put this up too. Because COVID is hitting everybody. Our deputies, for the most part, are working 12-hour shifts, and it's tough on their families. Got a lot of people off on COVID, a lot of people off on quarantine. The quarantine's almost more of a problem because you can't come back to work for 14 days.
Right.
And the deputies, the correctional officers in the jail have it tough down there too, because even though we don't have much COVID positive inmates down there, it's still working in an indoor environment versus being out in a squad.
Right.
Nobody really should be on yours if you want. Nobody really likes having to work indoors any longer. So it's a tough job, and like I said, working 12-hour days gets to be a long haul. Hopefully we'll get through the holiday season, and by mere exposure, as many people have had it, by January, the infection rate has to drop just by mere volume, the number of people that have had it.
And hopefully they'll get that those vaccines up and going.
Yeah. All right. I don't know. Do we know if that call's been dispatched yet, Ben?
That one right there.
Yeah.
I don't believe so.
Well, we're looking for a silver pickup truck, huh?
Correct.
Let's see what happens here. Well,
Just restarted.
it's okay here, I think. Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at it here
525 on scene.
on Facebook.
Happy 21 for you.
You're good, Pat. Sometimes it doesn't refresh as fast.
Okay. Facebook is back up.
We should Gonna have to monitor. That must be fire there, huh? The fire department always has longer sirens. Did you notice that?
Mm-hmm.
4142.
All right, well, I don't know. A little slow out here, Pat.
Yes, it is.
It's the difference between a Wednesday and a Friday, man. Well, I mean, it's not, there's calls. I mean, the cops are running call to call, but there's not
Nothing major
nothing,
would be the
I guess, the
better way to put it.
Yeah.
The safe space at 2143.
A lot of pending calls.
Five to five.
I can't believe they can make. I can't believe they can make. I told her to. I can't believe they can make a car with
Clear.
800
GOA
horsepower.
1537.
That goes in an engine that goes in a Jeep with 800 horsepower.
Just barely touching on the gas. Must be
Doesn't that seem a little bit?
a bit of overkill, I think.
Whoa. In an SUV. I drove a Dodge Challenger this last weekend.
Oh, with the Hemi?
Well, no, it didn't have the Hemi, but it's like the Charger, of course, almost identical, except that has an old guy look to it. Happened to be a Aero green. You remember that FA, whatever they call that green that Aero shirts used to be made like?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a throwback color. But I was amazed at how the car handled on corners. Just really a nice handling car. Wasn't the Hemi, but you can tell how a car handles around the corners even if it doesn't have the big engine.
Right.
And so this old debate of whether the SUV gives you extra size, height, etc. versus
Disorderly male and female fighting
versus the corner
Arguing.
maneuverability.
with a child in the back seat running stop sign. Vehicle described as a black or gray. Going southbound. Where? Infection is going to be good today.
Copy, thank you.
Welcome to numbers.
Well, we might run back out to Roseville for a while.
378.
Where we spend some time in Maplewood, North St. Paul, White Bear.
GOA
As long as we don't have
welfare check on welfare.
a lot of serious calls going on down here.
Gotta be both.
Yeah, spread our wings a little bit.
On a well check. 2147.
A lot of people do call and say, come on out here in the suburbs where we are. We used to live in the city, but we live in the suburbs. We like looking at the city, but...
361 copy in route to 1034 Suburban Avenue. A PCN recover and unoccupied stolen vehicle.
1000 block Suburban, recovering an unoccupied stolen.
Well, I am definitely a slow eater. I just finished my brat.
Did we get one?
What's that?
Did we have one?
Yeah, we had a brat. You already forgot.
So now, got to figure out what to do to keep your kids busy. My son has online schooling. He's a 10th grader.
Okay.
And that's been okay. It hasn't been great. But I'd rather have him in the classroom learning. But, you know, it is what it is. But my wife has done an awesome job of being the social studies teacher. And I'm being the math teacher. Doesn't even seem to need a science teacher. He's doing great in that class.
Right.
But now the thing is, once sports stop, at least outdoor rinks will be open. They're going to close the indoor rinks for hockey, but once the ice freezes, they'll be able to skate outside.
Oh, that's good.
The Roseville Oval opens. I'm assuming they'll keep that open. I don't think they'll allow people into the locker room. But searching for outdoor activities that you can keep your kids busy is going to be a full-time job. And then getting them there. And then making sure they're staying safe while they're there.
Right.
I know every family's going through that. You know. And if you're not able to stay home, all the elementary schools are being canceled to supervise your child and while they're learning. That's another problem. I know a lot of our staff have that issue with you can't really work from home when you're guarding prisoners, you know. They have
right.
So that's hard.
What do we have going on here?
What's he up to? He's closing his gate.
Bravo 753, DOT.
Looks like he's all right.
That's 2150.
Party.
Yep.
Yep. He's doing okay, right?
Yep. He gave us a wave. I don't remember the exact number, but I heard the percentage of St. Paul school kids getting failing grades this year was depressingly high.
Yeah. No doubt. No doubt. In fact, a lot of schools changed it. They gave you an option. You didn't have to have a grade. You could get a pass or fail. So you could just get a P, so it wouldn't affect your grade point average. You know, rather than getting D's.
It's got to be tough trying to do the online learning for the most part.
And the teachers didn't have a lot of time to prep on how their lesson plans are going to be taught online.
Right.
Some schools, they just give you the homework and have you do it.
Gotta be in route 2776 Rose Avenue, area on an accident road.
Well, we should at least advise him that his tail lights don't work, right?
I think so.
Let's go to Burger King. And his muffler doesn't work too well either. Is there space on the other side of him or not?
Yes.
Remember our buddy Rick? Was that Rick that was here?
Alpha Whiskey Foxtrot 759.
Looks like he's struggling to work somehow. Wait till he's ordered. How's it going, young man?
What's up?
Well, it's probably surprised you, but your lights apparently aren't on or don't work.
Lights?
Yeah, the tail lights.
Oh,
You're all blacked out.
you're all blacked out? The light bulb wasn't out then because they were just working earlier today.
They were?
Yeah.
Well, what do you do for a living?
I work for, I have my own LLC, I do framing, and I work on motorcycles.
You do, yeah. It looks like. So what's that in the back there?
That's my motorcycle frame
Yeah,
and
yeah.
engine.
Yeah. What's your name?
Spencer?
What is it?
Spencer?
Spencer? Well, Spencer, get your taillights fixed. Doesn't sound like your muffler's too good either.
No, muffler fell off.
Fell off?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. At least you know it's not the muffler.
Yeah. I gotta work this, but it works. It's only 140 per thousand. I got for $200. I mean,
Yeah,
but
I get it. You're trying to make ends meet. I get it.
make it, yeah, without getting in trouble.
Yeah, do what you can. Get a little flashing, get a little sticking, flashing red light on there.
All right.
See ya. Thank you. Yeah, so you can tell he's working hard to make the ends meet.
Yep. Always had a habit of giving a working man some slack.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you take him for the defective equipment. That's what, $100 tag. Then he's got to work an extra whatever hours to get his taillights fixed.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
175 GLA.
So.
Now he knows, and hopefully can get him going again.
Yeah, and he'll know that we are out here too, so he won't want to take a chance at not getting them fixed. And maybe it's just a little wire. My friend Hot Dog Joe was out plowing a couple weekends ago, and his plow wouldn't go down. He was frustrated. I ran into him. He was frustrated his plow wouldn't work, and Hot Dog Joe Keller, he said, get your feet out from underneath that plow. I'm going to try to fix it. So he grabbed the wires, he started jiggling those wires, and sure enough, the hydraulic plow started working.
All right.
Sometimes it's just a wire.
Joe's a hard-working man.
If you need some snow plowing, get a hold of me. Send me your number. I'll get Hot Dog Joe Keller's phone number for you. He can call you. We'll do some snow plowing this winter for you. Hot Dog Joe, we call him that because he used to run a hot dog stand downtown for 20 years.
Right outside the courthouse.
Right outside the courthouse. At some point, his downtown business subsided. He transitioned into other jobs. Well, I think the criminals must have heard you were coming back to work, Pat.
That must be it.
Westbound on Maryland at Bradley Street. Remember, Maryland is an east-west street, one of the busiest streets in the city of St. Paul. It's also the north-south streets here. They all are 1200 north that cross over Maryland. 1200 north. Just a little refresher that there's 480 numbers to every mile in Ramsey County. 240 to every half mile.
So a mile north of here is Larpenteur, and the numbers there is 1680.
Suspect wanted is Mario Jaquan, black male, 35 years of age, 5'8", 180 pounds. Information at 2150.
Trooper?
He was kind of moving for a second there.
Yeah, I didn't have his lights on, but he was moving. What's happening? Who's honking at who over there? What's happening to Kmart? I was reading something in the paper. Remember we ran into those guys there where they were emptying it out.
Yeah, that was. I remember seeing something that I saw a headline, but I never went to it.
Yeah, somebody put it on there. What's happening to Kmart?
Yeah.
Pat can grab it.
The Kmart at 35 in Maryland. Somebody let us know
It's turning it into something.
What the plan is for that.
525.
525.
Be clear, advise with 537. Show me out with 283.
Copy 2157.
There's a Charger up in front of us there, huh?
Yep.
$4504.
4504.
Arrived.
2158.
That's 1168.
Arrived on launcher, safe space. 103669.
It looks like
Copy it,
tin cups is slowly emptying out.
Yeah, I don't know what everybody's going to do at 10 o'clock.
Bravo 088.
I wonder. I didn't pay attention. Can you still serve outside?
Copy at 2159.
You know, somebody else was asking that question, and I'm not sure. Don't have too many more days where they'll be able to do that, even though.
No, unless they were creative. You know, Garrett's used to put that big tent up there.
Right.
For the booyahs, and then blow some cold air in there. And I don't know.
I just know the entertainment business, the service industry is taking a beating.
Well, now there's no limited unemployment and no business stimulus for the businesses, so a lot of people are going to suffer. It's just face it, a lot of people are 2 to 3 weeks away from not having enough money.
Right.
So, government should really come up with some type of funding to help people cover that gap. Is there people in that car out there or not?
Not sure. I don't think so.
8197 traffic. 8197.
It's got a message, no outside dining either, only takeout.
196. Charlie William Nora 934. 836. Changes to a warrant arrest.
What, 836?
Can you run?
So we're going to take a left here and go west on Larpenter. Remember, this is about halfway in the middle of the county. This is the northern border of St. Paul. To the right there, I think you can see it on your screen, you can see the Maplewood sign. And that's on the northeast corner of Rice and Larpenter is Maplewood, and then on the northwest corner is Roseville. So we are
stolen to an 02 Jetta, gray in color.
westbound. We're looking for a gray Jetta.
Copy that. We're behind it. Maryland, westbound, over 35.
Oh, good. They're following a stolen.
Copy. 10-3.
If they're a mark squad close, they're in the turn lane to go 35 east southbound. Nope, continuing westbound Maryland crest, crossing Lorient.
That's always a problem.
Copy. I'll let Channel 2 know as well.
We've done this a few times. Yep, we have. back on 2 just in case.
Still westbound through Jackson. We're gonna wait for a marked car before we attempt to light it up.
Copy. Westbound Maryland from Jackson.
He's following a stolen. Just so everybody's
Still
clear.
westbound crossing Sylvan. Looks like we're going southbound Sylvan.
We're gonna turn the lights off when we get to the hill here.
Eastbound Rose from Sylvan.
Eastbound Rose from Sylvan. Bicycle.
Maryland and Jackson. They're
Okay.
following a stolen vehicle.
Copy. Eastbound Rose from Sylvan.
Rose crossing the bell.
What do you say he's crossing?
Able.
Headed back towards Maryland and Jackson.
Copy, headed back towards Maryland and Jackson.
Northbound Jackson and eastbound Maryland from Jackson. Eastbound Maryland from Jackson.
Clear right. Clear right.
Squad 606 and the 836.
The engine doesn't sound as good as normal.
Copy,
836 westbound Maryland.
What?
Sorry, eastbound Maryland.
Jesus.
And we are going northbound Lorient from Maryland.
I
Northbound
was kind of
Lorient
wondering
from
if they're
Maryland.
going to go that route.
Should we cut up Jackson?
Yeah, we'll go up Jackson. If we can get any of these cars out of the way. There's a lot of people that are...
Copy. Westbound Maryland.
No, that's not what he said.
Still northbound Lorient.
He did originally. Challenger, Dodge Challenger. There.
Clear right.
All right.
Copy. Still northbound Lorient.
Coming up to Arlington. Is there any marked cars close? Trees on in Maryland and parked right now. Copy. Westbound Arlington from Lorient.
Westbound
Arlington. 21, I'm waiting at Dale in Arlington for you guys.
Copy. Westbound Arlington from Lorient.
Copy, 2204.
And we are westbound Arlington from Jackson.
We're with you, behind you, unmarked.
Sheriff, can you get in front of us just in case this takes off?
He's moving.
Yeah, it looks like he's taking off, huh?
We can't pursue, so we're going to let you go in front of us. The vehicle's still westbound from Park.
You get a broadcast? You want me to?
Yeah, you can broadcast, but let's play dumb for a while.
2400 to them, they're going to try and light it up. That's going to
Copy. Still westbound.
Hang on.
on right, northbound right.
Let's wait. Let's let him get out to the county.
I'll talk to him. Okay.
Tell him
Northbound Rice.
Yeah.
2400, we're northbound Rice from
We're not pursuing
Nebraska.
yet.
Not pursuing at this point. Let's get some county cars in on this.
261 and 521.
Copy,
Coming up to the red at Wheelock. And he's northbound from Wheelock on Rice.
Plate is 658 Papa Victor. Victor is coming back to a gray
There
Volkswagen.
we go. Eastbound on Larpenteur from Rice.
Eastbound Lavender from Rice.
It'll be a Larpenter in Rice.
Copy will be at Larkin Rice. Thank you, 2206.
Speed 45 right now.
Speed is 45 right now.
We have not lit him up.
We have not lit him up yet. He's crossing Gurney.
There. Copy.
Coming up on Jackson. And southbound on Jackson.
Ask if they've got a count. Tell them to get a county car with a pit car sent down there.
Crossing Wheelock. Got a pit car in the area.
Copy, thank you.
You're welcome, 2207.
Hang on a second.
Southbound coming up on Arlington.
2400, can you send a pit car to assist us in St. Paul with the stolen?
Copy, southbound coming up to Arlington.
Copy, checking for a pit car that can assist.
Going eastbound Timberlake, the south end of Timberlake.
2361 wagon, sir. A little bit out of position though.
Copy, eastbound Timberlake from the south end. 2207.
What channel are we going to do?
Eastbound on, I'm not sure what this is here. Might be Clanert. Coming up to Lorient.
And information for squads. St. Paul, following that stolen vehicle, is now passing the LTAC 1. Currently passing the LTAC 1 at 2208.
Okay, standby areas back. Westbound on Clanert.
Northbound Clanert.
I'm sorry, northbound Clanert. Northbound Clanert.
Northbound Clanert, 2208.
Just ask him to try to block in McDonough.
If we can block in McDonough, that'll be nice. He's westbound now, coming up on, let's see here. Okay, Timberlake now, southbound Timberlake from Clanert. Going the wrong way down. I'm not sure what street this is.
Leave that off. Okay, the wrong way part.
106 to St. Paul squads. If he's going the wrong way, terminate.
Okay, he's back going the right way now. He's southbound on Clanert at Arlington, and he is eastbound on Arlington from Clanert.
Just to clarify, no one's pursuing at this time.
Don't transmit yet.
We got 2400 following him.
2400.
Not pursuing him.
2400.
There's a K9 car behind us. If you want to go around us so we can try to initiate the stop, maybe.
2361 is en route.
Alright. We're going to be on LTAC 1.
And we have 6 at Arlington Payne.
It's good.
Copy, LTAC 1.
East on Arlington. Good.
He's still eastbound Arlington, coming up on
Payne. Coming up on Edgerton
Payne,
first.
or Edgerton, coming up on Edgerton.
Copy, eastbound Arlington coming up to Edgerton.
Just crossed Bradley.
Cars occupied by 3.
Eastbound across Edgerton, coming right towards Payne. Clear right.
Sticks there?
7156 Tango has traffic.
He's at Payne right now, getting ready to go south.
Payne at Edgerton.
I missed the 6, south on Payne.
56 Tango, go for it.
Okay.
Go for it, 22.
Still southbound Payne.
Still southbound Payne, 2210.
The 636, you just check on the bird, please.
Coming up on Maryland now, still southbound Payne.
Approaching Maryland, and 636, we'll check on flight momentarily.
2400. Hang on, brother.
2400.
Okay.
Send me, besides the pit car, send me another counter car.
Eastbound Maryland from Payne.
Copy, is there another 20?
Copy, eastbound Maryland. 2211.
Crossing Whitey, or Walsh rather. Coming up on Arcade.
Copy, Maryland.
Southbound on Arcade from Maryland.
We southbound Arcade from Maryland. 2211.
Into the alley on the north of Magnolia, eastbound. Eastbound in the alley, north of Magnolia.
Copy, eastbound through the alley north of Magnolia.
What is this here?
Smashing, crashing.
He almost, okay, went through a yard here. Now he's back to Magnolia, eastbound Magnolia.
He's just driving it.
Copy. Now eastbound Magnolia. Just info for squad flight is not available.
Great.
Copy. Thank you.
Southbound on Forest from Magnolia.
Well, we know he's not a great
Southbound
driver.
Forest from Magnolia. 2212.
So, good.
Coming up on Case here and southbound from Case.
We are in pursuit now.
We are in pursuit now, 2400.
2400, I copy. Now in pursuit southbound from Case Magnolia.
106, if the reason for the pursuit is stolen vehicle only, St. Paul squads need to drop out.
Hang on a minute. Let me just.
364 at 664. Hurry.
Johnny, can they use sticks?
We stuck them.
Clear.
Minnehaha.
East on Minnehaha.
Copy east in Minnehaha and info to St. Paul squads for 106. If the only reason for the pursuit is that the vehicle is stolen, St. Paul squads will not pursue and need to drop out. Info 2213.
Eastbound from Earl. Northbound on Frank.
In the alley, westbound.
West in the alley from Frank, just north of whatever street that was.
Minnehaha.
Westbound in the alley from Frank and Minnehaha. 2214.
This is Earl, right?
Sure.
Northbound Earl from the alley. Westbound.
Rainy.
Yep, westbound Rainy, crossing Cypress, south on Cypress. Crossing Minnehaha.
We got a pit car ready
I'm
now.
second in pursuit. I'll call it out. Eastbound Margaret from Cypress.
Eastbound Margaret from Cypress at 22.
Continuing eastbound from Earl.
Ask if there's a county pit car near with us.
From Earl.
Is there a pit car with us?
Speed 40, no traffic.
Speed 40, no traffic. 2250.
You better go on a different
Northbound
track.
to Wood.
Northbound Duluth at 2250.
Is that a county car or not? Ask him.
Is that a county car behind us?
A for eastbound Minnehaha.
I'm gonna let him take it, right?
Yeah, if it's a county car.
Go ahead and take the lead, county car.
Copy, passing on the left. Let it pick out the highway. Regular. 44. Copy, slowing down. Continuing eastbound past Johnson.
Eastbound past Johnson.
Continue eastbound past clearance. Speed 50. Light traffic.
Light traffic, speed 50 miles an hour.
Continuing eastbound past Birmingham. Looks like one of the vehicle's tires are smoking. He's going to be losing it soon.
Losing his tire from the pit, from the sticks.
Yep.
Still going eastbound passing Hazelwood.
Copy, continuing eastbound past Hazelwood.
We are going northbound Germain.
Copy, now north to Mountain.
Should have just curbed him when he came out of that
Front driver's side tire is shredded. He's just going to be on the rim here.
Right.
He's gonna be on a rim soon.
Copy. Front driver. Passing. You're going to westbound Ross. Westbound Ross for Bush.
Clear.
Southbound Hazelwood. Southbound Hazelwood.
Clear.
Why don't people just pull over?
Speed's 40. Going westbound Rainy. Copy westbound Rainy. 40. Very completely gone. Through Birmingham.
Clear.
Here we
One
go.
southwest, southbound. Copy. Southbound pass. St. Paul 636 to St. Paul cars if they stop or run. Let's separate primary place. Just for squad info, they're pulling these 3 guys out of the car. We're just behind the post office here. Copy, pulling the 3 occupants out of the car, just behind the post office, 2219.
What all you got on here? Anything sharp? What does that mean, my guy? Just tell us what you got. Please, just tell us what you got.
Split 5181 and 5183.
We'll get a staff check. 2372, check the staff. 6, well, looks like we got all 3 in custody.
83.
Copy, all 3 in custody.
Walmart's. Clark State's a former associate is on scene making threats to staff members. His name is Muhammad. He's currently in the grocery aisle. He's wearing a blue and red soccer jersey.
Sweetness.
Hey, what's
I
up?
got him behind you. Let me pull out of there.
Andrew Covey.
Oh. All right. Well, we did get him,
And clearing patch with Outback 1.
and good cooperation. Had 3 county cars come down here, and eventually he came into this parking lot, and unfortunately for him, it was no way to get out. So we did take him, and he's male driver and 2 females
2372.
into custody.
361. 361. Do we still need the air for this call? Negative. All 3 cars in custody. Cars clear. You can cancel 10-3. Copy. 10-3's cancels from 221.
7826 on code 4 on vehicle search.
Code 4 on vehicle search, 2222.
Three to widen. I'll come to the front. Copy. Bravo 141 EOC.
2163.
That's 22.
So I can take that disturbance on patrol, and then you can send me that stuff from auto. Copy, thank you. 2223.
Yeah. 7826, I got one detained.
Yeah.
One detained. 22.
Yep.
5182 traffic.
Me too, go ahead.
Blue Ford Mustang, no plates. Gonna be westbound Highway 36 just before Lexington. Be between Victoria and Lex. Westbound.
Copy, westbound 36 in Lexington, between Victoria and Lexington, 2214. $5181 or heavy. 2225.
$5183, same traffic.
At the same time.
$7826, I got a male detained.
Male detained, 2225.
One 2400. One 2372.
It's about 2160. 2361. Go ahead. Just wondering if you still need the LTAC for that incident.
640, trying to get a hold of us here at the post office.
We'll be with you in a second here, waiting for the sheriff to get back in the car. And
Also, we got
That shouldn't need the LTAC.
Copy. Ramsey's going to clear up LTAC at 2227.
trying to catch up on a couple of backlog calls here too.
Six.
286.
Disregard for now.
2228.
Explaining to the viewers.
Well, I just got back in. Looks like Burger King on the west side just got robbed.
Well, let's explain what we got here first.
For squads info.
Yeah, we got.
Stolen car.
So this was a stolen Volkswagen Jetta.
Suspects are no longer at the Burger King.
Needless to say, he fled police.
Stated that
So he's under arrest for auto theft, fleeing police, and he's also a parole violator from the Department of Corrections. He's a wanted fugitive.
2228.
That was a very worthwhile event with a successful resolution. And a great job by everybody. St. Paul did a great job on the stop sticks that eventually,
Caused him to lose a little bit of his juice.
yep,
Okay, we're gonna 2229.
great job by the gang unit who first spotted the car. Great job by the county cars
Copy,
who
2229.
jumped in and eventually chased him to ground.
Oh, that was exhilarating.
Yeah, it was.
Call is a white male.
It was.
Unknown age or height,
But that's a
wearing
legitimate
black
bad
hoodie,
guy,
blue
that
jeans.
guy. By the way, he has gang affiliation. We
What?
didn't mention
Yeah.
that, but
Yeah, long-time gang member.
a lot of gang affiliation, a lot of crim history.
Copy, 2230.
So
4,400. What city is 4,400?
Maplewood.
Okay. They were assisting also.
Oh, that was awesome.
Got a lot of teamwork in play right there.
636.
636.
For the responding car, it's a separate perimeter for now. We're trying to figure out the direction of travel here.
Well, the nice thing is you don't need
We'll relay that to everyone else.
130 miles per hour on those side streets, right?
No, you don't.
Go that route.
Yeah, but the car does handle well. You can kind of tell, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just it's got nice cornering.
Copy,
Well,
looking
the-
up the perimeter and
Person who was driving helped with that.
Well, you know,
copy, 2230.
really, I was impressed with the way the car handles.
636. I got two guys here with me now. The rest of the car is
Driven it a few times.
5181.
Copy, all other squads. Serve
US
perimeter,
South
2230.
Dakota 9, Edward 8, 556.
We didn't really, the speed he was going, but the thing about our lights and our siren, that actually helps people know that something's coming
Right.
and to get out of the street. And if you noticed, even when we weren't chasing him, I had the Opticom on to reduce the likelihood that he would go through red lights.
Right.
So most of the lights he went through were turning green for him as well. He didn't really know at first if we were chasing him or not.
Yeah, I think he was trying to make up his mind.
Yeah. Is that guy really on me or not or what? That's why he didn't actually go full speed until you know, okay, this is for real. But that was right when we had the car spiked. That St. Paul car did an awesome job throwing those sticks out and get them spiked.
Yeah, they did.
So, yeah, I hope you see the complexity of that. But One good thing about when things are closed down early, there's less people out on the street. Not that that was the case here. It's just that it's Wednesday.
Right.
But you can tell St. Paul has a different policy, of course. They're able to help parallel and use the sticks and help us apprehend them if they run, but they can't use their cars to pursue if it's just a stolen. And the bad part is, of course, all these stolens, the guys in them have more than just car stealing, like this guy.
Almost invariably.
Yeah.
Copy, Robert.
Wanted on warrants, wanted on other crimes, carrying guns.
I bet those girls were in there. There's 2 females in there. Had to be yelling at him, stop, slow down, let me out, huh?
Yeah, I don't think they were too happy with him.
Copy 2043.
Sorry, you didn't get a view of the actual apprehension, but I was going to go to the left, and at the last minute the car opened its door, and I said, yeah, I'll just clip that door if we go that way, so we'll go around to the right. But
Worked out well.
it all worked out fine. Appreciate that gang unit was the one that was following it. Those 2 gang cars, they're just an amazing unit, how they're always digging up stuff. And
Invariably, they're great.
They knew who was probably driving, and they recognized them. So, but
286.
5180.
286.
You reach out with RSA.
so tomorrow I'm gonna have you write a report there, analyst. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, someone's gonna have to write a report on our participation.
Okay.
Just like the old days, right?
All right.
Just like the old days, 2 names on a report, right?
That's right.
The one on the right is the writer, and the one on the other one's the passenger. Just a Word document. You don't have to go into our process. Just write it in a Word document.
Okay.
Case number, whatever case number. And just you can watch the film and it'll all be.
Yeah, that's what's nice. I'll be able to write it while watching it. And have an accurate play-by-play.
Yeah.
I got.
And our pursuit started when we were southbound. On our official pursuit started.
3 male suspects. One wearing a black sweatshirt, black jeans.
Is that the
other
robbery?
one wearing a dark colored sweatshirt, and then the third party is wearing a khaki
That was a
pants
robbery
with
on
a black
Burger
gray
King.
Nike sweatshirt with a red hood and a bright neon
Burger
green
King.
Nike logo on
No, I
top.
didn't really yell that much, but I did yell a little bit, and I've lost my voice.
I can tell.
Had a little screaming session at them to throw the keys out of the car. Ever since that day you and I were in Como Park with the robbers from the Clark gas station,
Yes.
where I forgot to tell the driver to throw his keys out of the car, and he took off up the hill.
Right.
It's the first thing I do. Get the keys out of the car. Consequently, we had to fire at the car because they took off on us, remember?
Yeah, I sure do.
So that was a rookie mistake back then, but
2 squads for the north perimeter.
3 stick-up men in a car at Como Park. They hit the Clark gas station on Rice Street. Beeson and I were working together. We spotted the car. Pat and his partner backed us up. We stopped him by the fountain. We got the driver out of the car, and then the passenger in the back seat jumped over the seat and took off because I forgot to get the keys out the car.
Steal this cord from this phone here.
Yeah, what do we need? So we are westbound on Larpenter from Prosperity.
I have got all kinds of cords wrapped around each other in here.
4539. This is medics, 10 Exchange Street West, unit 809.
Got any hand sanitizer?
Caller
Oh, yeah.
reporting a flash in her bedroom.
I suppose we better use that. Now that I think about it.
Squad 510.
510.
Did you come out of the
510,
car?
you can hand that
We
call
did that
to
one
me.
the old-fashioned
I'll take care of
way.
it. I know the caller.
Give me just a little.
2372.
Sometimes the old-fashioned way is the best way.
Seize the momentum.
Adult male
Shock
from
them all.
location to the LAC.
Thank you.
727, 2337.
That sounds on.
727, 2337.
Oh.
Crank her down. So we're westbound on Larpenter at English Street in Maplewood. That's the problem with that cord, but I'll just keep this turned down.
Okay.
I think I mentioned earlier in one of our earlier broadcasts that had a few chases in the old days. Pat, you worked the east side too, but where the people were going westbound on Larpenter right here and then proceeded to not be able to navigate this turn and left the roadway.
Especially if they were from out of town and didn't know the street.
Left the roadway into the lake. It's quite the launch, actually. You get caught right in those trees with your nose in the water. When I was young, I did a triathlon around this lake.
Squad
Can you
323.
believe that?
I believe it.
We'll be clear advised.
Swim in the lake, bike up to Centerville, and then come back and run around the lake twice. I know we actually went down Wheelock Parkway and back and around the lake.
That's a distance.
That was the good old days when I was in shape.
Off track?
Yeah, you got one?
Yeah.
I think I'll be fine. Just got a smoker's cough.
That's 532. 532.
Thank you.
And I'll say LAC with the cell female. Copy 2040.
Chevy Cruise sitting there, I think, with JB.
Squad 3.
3.
That was nice of that King unit to ask us to go ahead and pursue him.
Have
Huh?
paramedics
Yes,
to my
it was.
location. Victim is having a little bit of a panic attack and says she got pulled down to the ground, possibly
Knew
hit her
the
head.
right folks were behind.
Copy, are they cleared in?
Those guys come up with more stuff.
They really do.
Copy 2041.
Good unit. And that's a good team.
510 on scene.
2041.
We had some really, really talented. I mean, those three deputies that were there. Actually, it was the fourth that showed up, but the three that were there initially. That's a crack crew we had.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to mention their names, but that crew was always on it. They were actually all three of those guys were in that other one that we had the other night, where it ended up on Geranium and High Street too.
Okay.
That was a great conclusion to that one
We'll be
too.
attempting to track.
Copy, attempting track 2041.
Yeah, I was chomping at the bit watching that one.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You weren't working. I forgot. No.
525 to the LEC.
Copy 2242.
I don't think he hit any cars in that stretch
No,
that he got off there for that one stretch when he went around those two cars.
I don't think so. No, I'm sure he didn't.
That would, if you really wanted to take him, that would have been a chance. The problem with that is number one, we're alone at that point. So even if we cut him off, we don't know what we got our hands with, you know?
Right.
So it's us versus them. If we cut him off, we're in a bad position in that we're in front of him instead of behind him. Number two, we probably damage our car. But even though it was tempting just to kind of go in front of those two cars and cut them off before he returned to the roadway.
Mm-hmm.
Once you know there's 3 occupants in there, you hate to be outnumbered when you're there by yourself.
Yeah.
So that's why we don't do that, even though it's tempting.
For all we knew, it was 3 armed gangbangers in that car. We had no idea.
510 on code 4 on the medics.
Copy 2243.
1314. 314. Sergeant to copy, 979 Arcade Street on TSD. Second-hand info, female came into business stating that she was sexually assaulted by a male. Possibly a name Hansen. Nothing further. The medics were requested in the Colson transcript.
We got somebody following us now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're gonna have to find out. You think he was following us, or you think he was just
Impatient.
Well, we're gonna have to find out why.
I think so here.
I don't know. If he's following us, he's tempting us to chase him. I don't think we have any cars left to chase right now, so we'll just. Another unhappy customer.
.2372 out of the LEC.
Echo Romeo Papa 540.
Let's let them know we're not opposition, huh?
Yeah. Right now he's going, oops. I don't know if that was a good idea or not. He was going to come out till we turn those lights on. And now watch it be a 120-pound woman.
Is that the back door or the front door?
Front.
273. Fully tracking. Northbound. Livingston. Past Isabel.
Light? You got a light?
Yep.
Copy 2245.
Counsel him.
How you doing?
Squad 280.
Maybe not be in so much of a hurry.
About $1,200.
Was still loud exhaust.
Yeah, you were kind of moving though.
Copy
All right, do me a favor. Don't put your hands in your pockets, though, okay?
Everything all right?
All right. Everything okay? All right. Take her slow.
What is the description?
Have a good night.
One more time, the white male.
This one?
White male on the call was an unknown age or race, wearing a black hoodie and blue jeans. When officers got on scene,
Where'd he go?
unknown race for all of them. One was wearing a black sweatshirt and black jeans.
Yeah,
the
that's
other one
it.
a dark sweatshirt.
Stole them.
Third one had khaki pants
Sir?
and a gray, black
you
and
have
gray
your
safety
license on you?
sweatshirt with a bright green logo.
We copy that.
All right.
Do they have any ear descriptions at all? Suspect.
$2,400 traffic.
2400.
Walsh and Geranium Echo Romeo Papa
540. I will give you an update as soon as I got
says one of the plates is stolen. We'll be out with the driver.
You don't have any kind of weapon?
Copy, thank you.
Copy. 10 3 squad back. Walsh and Geranium.
Yeah, I don't think we need the air, but if you could have a squad swing by, that'd be great. We're talking to the driver.
Copy. Cancel. Canceling 10 3 and squad 3 are out. 4754 Central. 1 Union 260. 278, we're going to start for that suspicious on Hall.
Copy, unknown if it's related. We're known on Hall on a white male with a stocking cap and winter clothes leaning against the house. 2247.
Your friend or your sister?
My friend, my sister, the owner of the car.
Oh, that's Does she usually drive it or do you?
She does.
Do you live with your sister?
Yes.
Where's that at?
I know that.
You know, we'd rather not handcuff. Do you have any driver's license? Not on you at all?
So what did I come in front
Well,
of?
the car is one of them. It's a stolen. Okay. So we're gonna figure out if that's the stolen one or the other one. So once you go up there and sit by the car, we're gonna sit by the car there. Okay?
I did not know that.
You're not in trouble at this point. We just want to see what's going
my
on.
last assisted with medics in 512 on Pumia on a DOT same location and have 512 continues on my way base on 44 for now.
Copy 2248.
512, I copy that.
Yeah, 2248.
3 with more updates.
23, go ahead.
The white male suspect is about 6 foot, wearing all black, black shoes, black pants, black sweatshirt. The other 2 males are black. One wearing a black sweatshirt with blue jeans and black Nikes, and the other guy wearing the gray and black sweatshirt is a black male, about 5'10".
Copy, white male is about 6 foot wearing all black clothing and black shoes. Other 2 males are black, one wearing a black sweatshirt and black jeans. Second one wearing the black Nike sweatshirt is about 5'10". 2249.
Six
636.
Could you put 75 as the bill and the cab, please? Possible address and person of interest here.
Can you repeat the address on his bill, please?
75 and the bill, please.
Copy 2250.
Five 2 ML. Could you resend me the call, please?
Copy 2250.
Squad 510 251. I'm in the back, the smoking area. 2251. Thank you, coming. Two 730 to 280. Could you go for?
Squad 280.
Squad 280.
280, can you go to 4?
Copy, going to 4.
2251.
278.
278.
This is not going to be in relation. The male lives there. This will be unfounded.
Copy 2252. Squad 220.
What?
Just got a request to cancel. Suspect's no longer in the area.
Copy that.
2253.
636.
636.
You can go and clear the perimeter. Thank you for everyone's help.
Hopefully they'll be.
Copy, squad on the
Plate
perimeter.
does not register to the car. It's a stolen plate. Hopefully, we just take the plate, cover it, tow the car for no plates. But we'll see if the car actually has plates, if it's registered.
Investigate.
That's Steve's son.
Bank Cherokee off
Like,
Alexander Drive with Minnesota Charlie Lima Golf 461.
So we don't know at this time whether someone swapped plates with this or if he put a stolen plate on, or if his sister, who he says owns the truck, put the stolen plate on. A lot of unknowns right now that we've got to figure out.
Can you send me 314's call, please? Copy. 378, clear over Catalyst 316. At 2254.
By all appearances, this is not some bad guy. Seems like a pretty good young man. Says he just found out today his father is very ill. Not in a very good mood. Probably felt we were going a little slow for him when we were going down Maryland and hit the gas way too hard when he went around us. But he may be guilty of nothing, or there may be more to it. We'll find out.
2163, clear report.
He says his sister has owned the car for quite a long time. So we'll see how it develops.
Squad to start to 675 Victoria on a burglary. Constates that someone was on his roof breaking in.
220.
220, copy 2256.
3-2-3-1 in custody. 1-4, we're code 4 from medics.
Copy both squads. 7.
Squad 220.
Something developed here where it appears the St. Paul officers are taking him into custody.
Squad 220.
The sheriff will be back in a minute. And
What?
fill us in on what
Copy,
transpired.
disconnected on the TC. Stated that she saw someone on the roof of the address breaking in. It's unknown if the caller lives there or not.
Oh, okay.
Disconnected again.
So they're.
So
I think they're probably obligated to take him on that, huh?
yeah, they have to. So the driver has a warrant for violation of a domestic assault no contact order, and that's pretty much a mandatory arrest. I would imagine he's very much wishing he hadn't been so impatient and driven past us the way he did.
316. Take the DOA. $300 to copy, 1300 Wilson Avenue, apartment 1605. Assisting head for the DOA.
300, I copy, thank you.
That's 20.
Squad 539. th Street East and Capitol City Plaza ramp. On the first floor, traffic reporting 8 people trying to sleep in the ramp. 2300.
And this, folks, is why someone may seem like a nice guy, may seem like a non-criminal, but we had plenty of reason to investigate further, and lo and behold, he had a fairly serious warrant, and his attitude greatly changed.
$835 traffic.
835.
Maryland, Duluth, Delta, November, Charlie, 015.
Copy traffic, Maryland and Duluth. 2301.
Nice work, guys. Looks like we're about to hit the 4-hour mark.
No way. All right, we'll do a little summary of the night and tell them we'll log back on here in a few minutes. We got to be off for like 3 minutes before we can log back on, though.
Yeah, we're going to be logging off here, folks, for about 3 minutes. So be patient, please. feel free to rejoin us. We hope you do.
You told them a summary about what's happening here, so they.
Yep. Filled them in on what's happening here. A little bit of what seemed like no big deal at first turned into a recovery of a stolen plate and arrest of a man on a fairly serious warrant. I mean, violating a domestic assault no contact order is no small thing. So we are going to cut this off. We'll be back